We always bring you news about great stuff happening about Ibrahim Traore, and all of that. And that's what we want to do. We'll aim to continue in that vein. Thank you very much as you're watching. Do tune in. You're listening to Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. We'll come and give you some updates as we go along. So let's do this now. We're going to go live on TikTok as well. So now we're doing that right now. We're going live on TikTok. Greetings and welcome. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. It's a pleasure to join you. We're going to do an extensive coverage of Ibrahim Traore. I do apologize to those of you on YouTube. The battery ran dead on the broadcast, but anyway, we are here now. Most important thing, and we will try and share this as much as we can, far and wide. As you're coming in, please do share. You're listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak to the power. I did say I would come up today and give you further updates. That story about the other guy, Sagna, I may cover it in the between. I'll probably show a video of it. But as you're watching, tap the screen and share. We really do appreciate you. We appreciate your support of our platform. So please do share, and share. 1 second, please. I want to make sure I get the noise right. So if you can hear me, it'd be great. I want to make sure you can hear me before I proceed. Just trying to check everything so that it's working as it should. Okay, sorry. Just do this. We'll just make it, manage it until we get there. Greetings, and welcome. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm going to try and get this going in shortly. We just want to just check 1 or 2 things. As you know, can we get to 5,000 likes? No, yeah. So let's do 6,000 today. 6,000 likes. Greetings. Let's do 6,000 likes. Great news about the great man himself. Let's see, let us always promote great leaders in the African continent. And these are great leaders. What Ibrahim Traore is doing is amazing. It's astonishing. And it's exposing the lies of the colonials every single time. So please do join us. You are going to find this very interesting. Welcome. You are listening to Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please do share, and help us reach more people. We really do need that support from you. So please go ahead. As you're listening in, tune in and share. Tap the screen. Let us get to 6,000 likes on the broadcast. I'd like to get to 6,000 likes on the broadcast before we proceed. And of course, as ever, as you're watching, share the live. Reach more people. Share it to as many people as you can. I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm going to share it to as many people as I can. We need that coverage. We need to reach more and more people. Because right now, what we're trying to do is to begin to, we have to be our own news coverage. Platforms like ours, you need to support. I would strongly urge you to support platforms like ours, as we are now going to be the platform where we're going to be supporting and promoting, the great deeds of the great men. I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about, of course. The great men being Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goïta, General Chiani. When we will be supporting the great deeds and putting that forward for so long. Every time you heard about an African leader, you will always hear, oh, the African leader, oh, they're gone away on holiday somewhere. Oh, they are in this place enjoying themselves. Oh, they've signed off on a contract that is allowing for our resources to be taken away. Oh, they've given away loads of money. Oh, they bought themselves brand new cars. From the loan that they take, they go and buy brand new cars from foreign countries. They don't think about investment in their own country. Those are the kind of news that the colonials have conditioned us to accept. The colonials have conditioned us to accept that. We need to really reject it totally. And we are here to begin to be the face and the voice for the great deeds of the Alliance of Sahel States. Now, I mentioned about the guy. I'll see if I can find him. The guy that was actually beaten up. I'll see if I can get a coverage in there about that. But as you all know, as you're watching, please do share. I'll see if I can actually bring that up. But as you're watching, tap the screen. Let us get to, let's get to 6,000 likes today. We got to 5,000 yesterday. Brilliant. Let's get to 6,000 likes before we begin proper. So as you're watching in, as you're coming in, tune in, click, click the like button, share the broadcast, and of course, we strongly urge you to consider subscribing to this platform. What we want to do is to be able to bring you news about Africa. For example, in Africa right now, none of us have an accurate record. We don't have an up-to-date, up-to-the-minute record of how many people, how many lives are being lost in all parts of Africa. But we have that information if it happens in Middle East. We have that information if it happens in America. We have that information if it happens in Europe. But in Africa, we don't have a precise number of lives lost in all parts of Africa. And this is the job that the African nation should put in place, or ECOWAS. You know, none of this, we don't have this information. We do not have any concrete information about what is happening to us. But we are force-fed about information about other parts of the world. We are force-fed, and our emotions are being played with, are being utilized, and being focused out of Africa. So please, when you're watching, I really do appreciate you. This platform is here to number one, to make sure that we have a place where we can congregate, we can discuss the way forward, we can have a plan, we can listen to each other's concerns, we can share our grief and sorrow about what has happened over 500 years. But not only that, to now be able to turn that grief and sorrow into something proactive to propel us forward, because we have to think of the coming generation. And that's why many of us have been through so many things as Africans. We've been through so many things that it's actually changed who we are. 1 second, let me just change something again. So there we are. So those of you on YouTube, if you're watching for the first time, please do share. So yeah, what we need to do, we need platforms where we can communicate, we can share ideas, we can, and also please, we want as much information. Let us start sharing information about what is going on in any part of Africa. So for example, if you get an information about what the colonial the colonial forces, the military that they put, the forces of the colonials that are on ground, if they are doing anything that is causing excess amount of deaths in any part of Africa, share it with us. Let us start beginning to highlight what they're doing, because they've been telling us for so long that the Western the forces that comes into African continent are the force for good. But we know that they're the force to actually cause destabilization. They impose impoverishment on Africa and on land of plenty. They actually, by their actions, they impose impoverishment, they impose diseases, they are venues through which, as they are imposing those diseases and impoverishment on us, they are cutting away our resources. And then they are projecting a negative image of Africans to us, that we have all subconsciously, including myself, we've all subconsciously accepted this negative image. So what we need to do is to have platforms like this where we can talk about a whole range of things. As we go along, we will be able to specify, we will be able to build a team where they're going to focus on key areas and be bringing you much more structured news. Right now, we have to put everything together first to understand. I mean, we have to be able to process the trauma that we are experiencing on the African continent. There has been no place where our trauma as Africans has been allowed to be shown or aired consistently, so that we could have enough. You see, when you're airing something, what are you doing? You are bringing information. And when you're bringing information, what you're trying to do is to get people. Kofi Yako, greetings. Sheriff Ojemel, thank you for joining. And those of you watching, when you're bringing information about a particular area and people are being aware of it, you are connecting with the emotions and the desire to solve the problem. But the problem is that the emotions, the colonials have been very clever at making sure that our emotions was never focused on ourselves. It was always focused outwards. Oh, something is happening in Middle East. Oh, something is happening in US. Oh, something is happening in Ukraine. Oh, something is happening in Europe. And all of our emotions have been focusing on really dealing with the concerns. I'm not saying it's any less. They should, but rightly so. But the problem is that, how many times have you heard about what is happening in Congo on mainstream media? And how do they cover that? And what is the message that you get from it as an African? These are questions that we must begin to ask ourselves. And why is it that they have this particular message, that they have to, the narrative, to always put Africa as poor? Oh, third world countries in Africa, they are not able to feed themselves. Third world countries in Africa, they need NGOs. There's a reason why they're doing that. Why are they forcing NGOs on African countries? Like the Sudanese, this Sudanese president, like he said, he was asking a question. Why do you want to feed me? I didn't ask you to feed me. I can feed myself and my people. Just leave us be. You have done enough to actually distract us, take our resources. And this is what we have to understand. And we have to understand now that the mainstream media is actually a war, a psychological war on our minds. The Western mainstream media is an actual psychological war on our minds as Africans. I kid you not. Because everything they give you, the information they leave you, when you as an African watch any of those news, what you are left with, the impression you're left with as an African, that Africa has no hope, Africa has no future, Africa is bad, Africa is negative, everything about us is bad, our culture, our everything. Whilst at the same time, they never talk about how the resources that they take from Africa, how it finds its way into Western economies, and it enriches them no end. They never tell you about the fact that those resources are actually building nations, colonial nations, and they're enriching people in those colonial nations at the expense of Africans. You see, that is a psychological war. And because we are being force-fed that on the mainstream media, all of us, we now have a belief, a negative self-perception. So it is really important. What we aim to do on this platform is to shine a light, to bring the great news about the great men you see behind me. Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, Assimi Goïta of Mali, General Chiani of Niger, to bring the great news and to share that and begin to change our mindset. We can no longer trust the mainstream media. What do I mean by mainstream media? Your BBCs, your Al Jazeera's, your CNN, your France 24, your DW, all of those mainstream medias, their aim is to keep you under constant psychological distress. Their aim, if you are an African and you are hearing the news, when you hear the news about Africa, it is negative. It is designed to ensure you absorb, you take in a negative perception of who you are as an African. And this doesn't stop. This is 24/7. This is 24/7. So one of the things that we need to begin to do on the African continent and around the world, and that if you're a melanated person, please sift your news. When you start hearing them talking about Africa or melanated people in a negative manner, move away from it. View that news with suspicion. Question things. And of course, we need to communicate with people at home. We have to start building trust among ourselves. Because what the system has done is that it has given us so much a negative perception of who we are, that when they say something is the news that we trust is the news that will come from the mainstream media rather than the people who are on ground in Africa. We need to change that. And how do we change that? Thank you very much, Grace. How do we change that? It's by doing what we're doing. We need to get to 6,000 likes. Please, let's continue. Greetings, Peace Africa. It's very important we share this. How do we change that? It's us by beginning to take control of our own narrative. We must tell our own story. To be able to tell our own story, we need platforms like Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, to begin to tell our own stories, to begin to tell from our own perspective, to begin to key in to what's going on. So please, when you are sharing this, share it to people who are on ground on the African continent. We want to hear from them. If they have any information relating to what is really going on in their area, in Congo, or in Sudan, or in Uganda, or in South Africa, we want to hear the news from Africans. We don't want to hear a Western media telling us news about ourselves and then making us believe in that lies. We need to take control of that narrative. For so long, there has been a constant psychological war waged against Africans on the African continent, because everything they say, even the pictures of kwashiorkor children who are in malnourished and all of that, but they don't tell you the other side of the story. What caused the impoverishment? What caused the lack of food? What caused the wars? They don't tell us any of those things. And we can no longer wait. In the age that we are in now, we need to tell our own stories. We need to take control of that narrative, and we need to start healing. You see, when we start telling positive stories about ourselves, we are now giving ourselves hope, opportunity, and the possibility of changing Africa for the better. And the only people that can do that is you and I. So platforms like this, I urge you, share, come online, join us, leave comments. And we want to hear particularly more and more, even if it's for a few seconds, if you can send us a message. You can reach me on TikTok or on YouTube. Send a message, leave a comment there. We'll get in touch with you and we'll bring you on. And if you want to, if you are able to join me live, via the comment, the panel, do so. Leave the comment. We have to be very, very savvy. Yes, we need media that will be disapproving their news. Thank you very much. Exactly. Peace Africa. I'll bring you in shortly, but I want to get to 6,000 likes. Can we all tap away first and get to 6,000 likes? Then we'll begin. So what we need to do, even if you look at the religion and everything, the projection of the religion is projecting a message of the calmness, the goodness of Christianity, the calmness, the goodness of Islam, as against the disruption, the mayhem, the mess on the African continent, and then, of course, demonizing African spirituality. So we can't allow that to happen anymore. It is on you and I. As many people, it's not a job for Citizen AY alone. It is for all of us. We need lots of platform. Remember, we have to reach 1.4 billion Africans on the African continent, and perhaps another 1 billion Africans, many other people around the world. So literally, this is something we have to do. For so long, we have been facing this psychological war. I kid you not. We have been facing relentless, 24/7, round-the-clock psychological war. And unless we begin to process that, I'm speaking in my language because I want to start putting Yoruba language. I want you to start getting comfortable to hear me speak Yoruba. I want you to start getting comfortable speaking your language. We are going to take our freedom ourselves. So we need to start getting used to hearing ourselves speak the languages and get curious. What is it saying? Okay, speaking Yoruba language, speaking African language. I want to learn that. Oh, it's my language. Oh, I recognize that. Because now I'm trying to get you to switch on. I'm sending vibrations your way to begin to now expect over time that you will be hearing your news in your language. You're not going to be hearing on your own continent the news in foreign language. No, that is a sign of enslavement. You should be hearing your news on your own continent in your language. So these are part of the steps we're going to take. Firstly, we have to first switch on, be aware. Start censoring the news we allow to come in. Yeah, exactly. Maybe, thank you very much. Massive, somebody just said something as I'm watching. Maybe he said, I'm actually going to follow you straight away. He said, massive religious uprising is going on in Yoruba land and we are resisting Islam and Christianity. Fantastic. You see, I'm actually going to send you an invite and we can talk about that. I wasn't going to go that way, but you know what? I'm actually going to bring you in. And if you want to talk to me, you're welcome. And you can touch on that before we start the main program. But it's very important to really talk about this. So greetings, my brother. Yeah, greetings. Yeah. So go ahead. What would you like to say? Go ahead. Yeah.
People have...
No, go ahead. No, it's my end. Go ahead.
So what's going on right now is that we are resisting all the foreign religions at all costs, because we've realized that in Islam right now there's so many religious texts of the Islamic religion line on TikTok right now that our people are putting out that are supporting child molestation, killing and eating, cannibalism. killing and eating people.
Say unalive, please. Don't use that word. Say unalive.
Unalive. Sorry.
Yeah,
yes,
please.
yes,
Thank you.
Yes, sorry.
Thank you. Go ahead.
How do I put unalive people, unaliving people? So all of this practices are all scattered across the religious texts of all these people, Islamic religion and Christianity. So there's even a particular portion that even the Islamic people in Nigeria are defending right now, and that was what sparked the whole revolution in total. Because how would your religious text say that your messenger at the age of 5 married a young girl at the age of 5 and consummated the marriage at the age of 9? What nonsense is that? And they're coming out to support that, to say, oh yeah, that was what happened back then. And since it's the word of our messenger, it came directly from our God, and we're supporting it. Nah. What nonsense is that? That's literally what caused all of the uprising that's going on in Yoruba land now. If you go on TikTok and search, there's a particular term, because the person that started it is a practitioner of the
Islam,
Yoruba Isheshe, and the people are so stupid and so drawn into this mental slavery that they don't even understand their own language. Yoruba Isheshe means basically people's way of life. Yoruba people's way of life. Isheshe is a way of life. Literal translation of that word means way of life. How would you see? So now the Islamic people are saying Isheshe is like worshiping. They are demonizing that statement, saying it means worshiping gods. It means worshiping dirty gods, dirty deities. And we are trying to educate you that literal translation of that statement means your way of life, Yoruba people's way of life. Right. So now we move on to where the messenger called their gathering and told them that, okay, so the major context is when he does something wrong back in the days, because he stole so many things, he went to unalive communities of people, and when he's caught in those actions, he'll say, oh, my God just spoke to me now. He just brought down this particular scriptural statement that supports that ill activity that he's just performed and got caught in it. Yeah. So that is the basic premise of what is going on now. I'm just going to stop here now because I have to report back to work quickly, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. I'll bring you back again, but I'll meet you for now. Thank you so much. Yeah. And listen, this is what you see, we need to allow, this platform is designed to do exactly what you just saw. This is sharing information on ground. And that is exactly what we need. Before, the Western media has somehow hoodwinked us to believe that whatever they tell us about Africa that they're not in is the fact. And we have to accept that about ourselves. But now, you can see, now that we want more news from the ground. That is exactly the example that I want us all to really make sure we key into. That any news we're going to take in about Africa has to be from Africans. Any news about any melanated part of the world that we're going to hear has to be from melanated people. Because if they're going to tell you any news about Europe, guess what? It comes from Europeans. If they're going to tell you any news about America, guess what? It comes from Americans. So why is our news different? Why should our news about Africa be coming from Europeans or Americans or Chinese? Why? You know, we need to take control of the narrative. And that is why platforms like ours here is essentially very, very important. Please, let's get to 6,000 likes, then we will begin. You know what we do when we're doing our broadcast, and we need that support. So we go up to, how much are we now? How much have we got on there? Let me just check that. Okay, are we almost there? I'm not too sure. We're 5 something, is it? Oh, okay. We're not far away. Let's get to 6,000, then we will begin the broadcast. It is really important, and we need your support. And as you're watching, please give the platform. We welcome you gifting the platform, sharing the broadcast, and then we will begin properly. Welcome, Malcolm Jama, Mohamed Jal. Welcome. Greetings to you, my brother. As you're watching, Those of you who are not on the panel, tap the screen. And please, keywords. Don't use any words like KILLING. Don't use, use YT instead of WHITE. Use words like pew pew instead of GUN. Let us just do the things in a way that will not affect the broadcast. Because what we want to do is to enlighten, to empower, to encourage, and to begin to put confidence back in our psyche. We have been psychologically disempowered. We have been collectively psychologically disempowered. And I don't say that for anybody to feel sorry. When you are going to fix something, you need to address the root causes. Now, once you see the root causes, now you begin to take action. And the action we're taking is for us to begin to tell our own narratives, encourage each other to speak up. And I will need you to do the speaking up and share that, encourage people in the community to speak up. Because when the time, what we want to embark on is to empower us to know our rights in our local language. And that requires you being able to speak up about what is wrong. Once you know your rights and standing up for it and encouraging others to do so. So this is part of the process. A lot of the times, many of us do not accept. Mama Bongo, greetings to you as well. I'm going to bring you on board. Are we up to 6,000? No, almost there. Come on, let's keep tapping. Mama Bongo, greetings to you. It's a pleasure to have you on here. And I'm really glad that you've joined us. Do you want to say a few words before whilst I'm waiting to hit the 6,000? About anything you'd like to say to us, because we want to share news. This is what we want to encourage Africans to start speaking about what is happening around us in our own environment, so we know what is happening rather than listening to the news this being force-fed to us. So welcome, Mama Bongo. Go ahead. Oh, she's gone off. Okay, that's okay. She's not ready to speak. That's fine. We're almost 6,000, but I will talk about this in more detail. Almost there. We're almost there. Are we there? Are we there yet? Just want to check. Okay, we should get there in a few more. So tap away, gift the platform as you're watching. Comico Swag, thank you very much. Mobile, thank you very much. Those of you who are gifting, I'm so grateful for that. Let us continue. And also consider subscribing to this platform. This platform, Citizen-wide, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're here to enlighten, to reshape our thinking, for us to recognize that we are under constant 24/7 psychological war, apart from the physical war that is happening on the African continent. And a lot of things, what they do, when you are hearing that the narrative from the Western news all the time, they are hiding what is really happening on the African continent. And we have to take control of that. We have to put a stop to that. It is really important that we are aware and we are cognizant of what is happening. I've got some good news that I want to share about Ibrahim Traore. But again, I need that to be very, very clear that we have a lot of work to do. We can also continue to be part of this process. Don't be a bystander. We have been psychologically put to sleep for so long that we've now accepted that as a state of being. We have been put to sleep psychologically for so long that we have now accepted that as a state of being, particularly through the news that we are hearing about ourselves. So you will hear Africans say, oh, we are not trustworthy. Oh, we are bad. Oh, our religion is bad. Oh, our clothes are not good. Oh, our schools are not good. Oh, our food is not good. In everything about us has been put in such a negative perspective that we've psychologically taken that in. We need to confront that now. And for the coming generation, we mustn't allow this to happen. Amazing Homes, thank you so much. For the coming generation, the work that we're doing now is to build. The result of what we're doing now will not be apparent now. I'm telling you, it will not be apparent in this immediate point. But it's the more of us that can join. The turnaround will be the coming generation. 10 years from now. 10 years from now. Watch. If we carry on doing this work, in 10 years from now, you will see a completely different set of youngsters. Because they are now aware of their own surroundings, their environment. Everything that's been done, the religion is designed to take your mind out of Africa. Religions of Islam and Christianity, I kid you not. The economy, the World Bank, IMF is designed to take your mind out of Africa. And you cannot do anything. You rely on them. You rely on everything coming into the African continent. And you have to wake up from that. We need to break that chain. We have to break that chain of dependency on the very system that impoverishes us. And these are the things that we are talking about when we are on platforms like this. This is not about spreading hate. It's about waking us up. and the richest continent on the entire planet. Thank you so much for the gift. Oh, maybe introvert. Oh, thank you so much. Wow, 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 wow. I am so touched. I am so touched. Thank you. So I got to say a big thank you for that, and a big round of applause also your way. Thank you so much for the gift as well. This is what we need to do. And I'm so glad the message is resonating. How many are we now? Oh, we go over 6,000 now. Okay, good. So we're gonna start off. Wow, wow, wow. Ibrahim Akode, thank you. I'll bring you on board. I want to say a round of applause. Maybe just give us a huge gift as well. Maybe introvert. Thank you so much. And he's at work. And his contributions about religion is so right. It's spot on. And I'm so glad that you see Yorubas are actually beginning to stand up and say, no, we don't want, this is not us. We have to define ourselves through our ancestral view, not your view as a Christian or as a Muslim. Thank you. Ibrahim Akonde, greetings and welcome. What would you like to say? Welcome on board. Oh, it's gone off. Okay. We'll come back when you're ready. So, everybody watching, we are so grateful for you watching. Now, let us begin. I think we are there now. I believe we are in the 6,000. Okay, I'll give a couple of more ticks, then we will begin. Now, like I said, every time you're watching the news, let us teach each other this. Wherever you are in the world, anytime you hear any news about black people, be very, very, I want you to be at alert. Sift the news that you're going to accept about yourself. Because for so long, we have never used that power. 6,000, let's go. Thank you and very much welcome. Welcome. You're listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you so much. Thank you to you all. I am so in awe of what you are all doing and the gift. Wow. Thank you so much. Komiko, thanks also, and everybody else. Now, let us carry on. We are going to start off as we start off. Listen, I have this t-shirt here, and it is the hoodie. I've got the figures and the prices on the screen. I'll bring that up shortly. And I'd like you to, look at the possibility of actually getting one. Because it's sending a message. We're sending a message, a positive message about who we are. And it's important that, you know that this platform is a platform where we speak truth to power. We are here to always enlighten, to empower, encourage us to know our rights, and actually stop this injustice that's been perfected against Africans for so long. Here we go. Okay, so and also this song, so the prices are there. The hoodie is 40 and the beanie is 20. Believe you me, one of the things we want to do, some of these funds we want to actually be able to use to plow into doing the works that we talked about so much. We want to take action. We want concrete action. Before I go ahead and talk too much, thank you so much for reaching 6,000 likes. Thank you so much. Thank you all. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Grace, thank you very much. Yes, share to 5. Share to 5. Share to as many people as possible. And get in here and let us discuss how we can solve ourselves. Yes. What they mean is educate, heading opportunity. No, man. Absolutely. You are absolutely right. No, man. Welcome. I'm going to follow you. And I'm so glad. No, man is an European and he understands what we're talking about. We're not here spewing hate. We welcome everybody. But the time that we're going to be doing this, we want to speak and awaken Africans and stop allowing ourselves to accept negative perception of who we are. We need to take control of that narrative. We simply must. We can't allow this to go on. And that is the only way we will free and make Africa a better place for all of us. So we need to take control. Remember, I said to you, the mass media is the worst psychological war that has been used against us. The mainstream media. The mainstream media has been an unrelenting psychological war. From all of the stations, the BBCs, your CNNs, your News, France 24, your DW, all of them, they've been designed. Thank you very much, maybe intro. They've been designed to make sure that Africans, our perception of who we are is a negative perception, and then we made to believe that we did not do anything, that our story began from slavery. No, we're at the beginning of everything. Period. I say that we're the beginning of everything, period. There is a book that I would like you to read if you can. It's called They Came Before Columbus. I don't think I have it here. By Ivan Satima. Read that book. Then you begin to get an idea of what I mean. There is so much to us that we have not tapped into. We need to wake up. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for the gifts and everything else. Continue to share the broadcast. Now, so like I said, I have the hoodie, 40, beanie, 20. Email me. and we'll get the details to yourself. And that, you know, and I've got the PayPal there as well. So that's one. Let us go and start the music. We're gonna play the song I wrote. It's called How Long Una Go Dey Suffer. It's a song I wrote. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes. We're gonna play it right now. I'll be singing it straight off here. So here we go. It's about encouraging us to stand up for self-determination, stand up for our rights collectively, and free ourselves from mental and mental bondage. We are actually in mental bondage, psychological bondage, and we need to free ourselves. So, with that said, let us begin. Welcome. Season AY. My people, oh, at your waist salute. Eh? Hey, 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 hey. Huh? Share. Me una here. Come on. Here we go. How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? My people, how long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? Whoa, how long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? My people, we don't tire inside Nigeria. Now slave camp we dey oh. My people, we don't tire for the country where them they call Nigeria. Now slave camp oh. The time done now where we supposed stand up for our rights oh. Stand up for our rights oh. The time done now where we supposed stand up oh, for our rights oh, for self-determination. How long? Yes. How long? How long, my people? How long? How long gonna go dey suffer? How long? How long? Yeah. How long? How long gonna go dey suffer? How long? Tap. Yes. How long? How long gonna go dey suffer? How long? Whoa, how long? How long? How long? How long gonna go dey suffer? Abdul Salam na fake man. Now he put that yeah constitution for your head, yo. Abdul Salam na fake man. Now military man come tell una say una get constitution. Now lie yo, na fake, na fraud oh. That yeah constitution. Now he then they say close to na eye yo. Me una wake up, whoa. Mo kan bere ni yo, I just dey wonder. Mo kan bere ni yo, I just dey wonder. Mo kan bere ni yo, I just dey wonder. Mo kan bere ni yo, I just dey wonder. Bere ni yo, I just dey wonder. Mo kan bere ni yo, I just dey wonder. Mo kan bere ni yo, I just dey wonder. Mo kan bere ni yo, I just dey wonder. My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination oh, na your right yo. My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination na your right yo. You must fight for your right. You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your people for your village, for your town, for your city. Any inside country where you dey oh. Atiku, Emiloko, Opita Obi no be the solution. Now the solution now be the solution. Yes oh. Make una wake up. Make una wake up. Time down now. You be Yoruba man. You be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right you. Hey, 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 Yoruba land na your land, yo. Middle belt na your land, yo. Hausa land na your land, yo. Biafra land na your land, yo. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. Ra 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 oh. Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure to have you join us. Please do share. And thank you for the gifts also. As you're watching, I'd like you to consider subscribing to Citizen EY, the platform where we speak truth to power. It's a pleasure to have you joining us here. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa lénìí. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí pọ́nbélé. Àmọ́ ní ọ̀sán yìí, màá gbìyànjú láti sọ̀rọ̀ ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. I'm saying to you what I said. Greetings and welcome. And I'm saying it in Yoruba language. I need you to get comfortable to hear African languages said back to you. Get your news in your local language. Get curious about that. That's what we need across Africa. This is what we need. Thank you very much, Komiko. Thank you. So all of us, I want you to get comfortable, to look out, seek out African platforms yourself in your local language. Share the news. On this platform, we will still be speaking English until such a time that there is a saturation. And I also have a platform called Oduduwa TV Radio that is on here. I speak exclusively Yoruba there. But on here, you'll be hearing me using some Yoruba words and even some parables. I will be putting it in because we have to get used to. They have made us, through the mainstream media, we have been so psychologically programmed to go, when you hear a Yoruba man or an Igbo man or an African speak, on the news, you tune out. You tune out. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Because of programming, we need to deprogram ourselves. This is a task for you and me. We must deprogram ourselves. Get used to hearing culture, your food, the language, the clothes. Oh, you see me wear African clothes, and I wear that. But obviously, for what I'm trying to do here to get the message across, I urge you, please get this hoodie because it's a message. The message is this is the platform where we speak truth to power. We enlighten, we encourage, we empower you to believe in yourself. We empower you to connect yourself to the resources in your land. You are a sovereign, you have authority, you have power. These are the things we need to reiterate to the coming generation. We need them to know this. Our children must know that what is in their soil, as soon as they're born, belongs to them. That is the measure. That is the huge task you and I face. We face that task. And the men behind us, they've given us the blueprint of how to do that. So salute Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Salute Assimi Goïta of Mali. Salute General Chiani of Niger. These are great, great African men. They are telling us and showing us the way. We cannot help but follow their lead. So there is where I can ask you, join in. Please subscribe to this platform, share the broadcast. We welcome gifts. Those of you that have given gifts, thank you so much thus far, and I'm really grateful. And those that will give later on, if you can't, share the broadcast. It's really important. Now, before I go to the next space, I'll bring in another thing I want to talk about quickly. And thank you so much for joining. Again, I want you to get used to hearing that. To hearing an African man just switch and speak his language. You need to get used to that because that is who you are. I'm speaking to you as an African. I am a Yoruba man. And I will talk to you like a Yoruba man. I can speak my accent. I will use that strong accent because that is who I am. You see, we have to put that in there because we need to get comfortable psychologically to hearing ourselves and then get information from ourselves in that sense, in that state, because we've been conditioned to tune out from hearing messages from ourselves and take action on it. You see, these are all psychological. These are all really layers and layers of psychological, oppression that you're not even aware of, So when you hear somebody, oh, I'm going to the village, I'm going to go and farm. Why is the difference between a farmer in Europe and a farmer in Africa? The difference is that the farmer in Europe is getting something called Common Agricultural Policy. They're getting subsidies. The farmer in Africa, when the colonials take control, they tell the government, the puppets in government, not to subsidize farmers. And they make sure that our resource, we cannot compete. The price that they're going to take it to the market, everything is designed, geared against our farmers. Our farmers are the best in the world because what? I'm telling you this, categorically. We have the most fertile land in the entire world. Go and check it. We have the most fertile land. So when somebody's coming to tell you, oh, you're not growing anything, or you come and do GMO, understand that they've chased away farmers. They've chased away farmers from the African from their farms, and then now, when they've now done that, they now come and say, "Oh, come and use this to create havoc and to spread all manners of cancers and everything else through that GMOs." These are things you need to be aware of. You see, we got to take control on our continent. This is no longer about just, and every one of us, we have a role to play in this. So speaking of people being chased off their land, you know, when Ibrahim Traore, when he took over 2 years ago, they said it wouldn't last 2 months. They said he'll be out within 2 months. We are 2 years in now. How's that going? How's their prediction going? So so we need to support them. And I want to show you, I'm going to be showing you a video. Let me quickly show you a screenshot before we go into it. Oh, before I do that, I need to show you something quickly that I would like you to support. If you can, these are African women and men in Arab countries. They are being enslaved. Grace may join us and others and speak about this if they can. And we would like to be able to help. We have about 210 pounds that you see on the screen there. You can see there's a 210 pounds raised so far. We want to raise funds in the GoFundMe. You can either pay in the GoFundMe directly or pay by paypal.me/ODTVR, and make it a reference REFERC, Rescue Africans from Enslavement in Arab Countries. If you put that in there, those funds we will put into the same pot as we are putting the funds from GoFundMe, and we will give you the total announce the total as we go ahead. It is really important. We want to be able to have some good news to get at least 1 or 2 of the people who are enslaved in Iraq right now, to get them out of there. They shouldn't be. There's no reason why they should be in Iraq. And of course, we know African Union is doing nothing about that. ECOWAS is doing nothing about it. SADC is doing nothing about it. You know, all of those bodies that are meant to be protecting Africans, they are silent as our people are enslaved. So this is where you come in. If you are able to. £5 is not too much. £1. If everybody watching us now, if you give £1, it will make a difference. Or $1 or €1 or whatever you can give, put it in there, and we will announce it. And we operate on a transparent basis here. Every penny that you receive, that we receive in terms of those funds, you will actually see it listed. And so here's the fund, here's what we're doing with it, and all of that. So this is not about somebody trying to take your money. What we need to do is actually, we have to restore empathy and our humanity back to ourselves. Nobody else is going to do it for us but you and I. When we start building, and this will compel those African Union leaders, and you know, hopefully, to be honest with you, I think we need to dismantle African Union. We need to dismantle ECOWAS, because they're not fit for purpose. But you know, that's a debate for another time. In the meantime, what I would like you to do, if you can, is to subscribe to us and hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, and of course, gift. You know, if you can donate, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now, so that is that. Now we are gonna do something now. Whilst I'm doing this, Ibrahim Traore has done it again. You know, I was talking to you about the Western powers. You know, for the number of years that they've been in control in the Sahel, the number of people being displaced and being unalived, and it has just been going up and up with nothing. And it's always interesting. They say they come to restore peace and to make sure they chase away the terror group and all that stuff. But what has actually been happening is they've been protecting these guys. They've been protecting them. We have good news. Ibrahim Traore has successfully captured a man called Adama Oumarou, the leader of the E.I.G.S in Burkina Faso. And they used drones. You see the drones that they got from Russia. They not only got the drones, they trained Burkina Faso people, army, military, how to use the drones. So you can see them in the picture. I'll make them bigger. I want you to see that. Sorry, where is it? You can see. So you see they've got their faces, and that is Ibrahim Traore there. This guy, oh man, I just get so happy when I see him. Let me pause for a second. Let me hear from Komiko. Komiko, go ahead. What would you like to say? Let's hear from you. Go ahead, my brother.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome. What would you like to say? Let's hear from you.
Yeah. Ibrahim Traore is a great man. He's doing well for Africans. Just that many Africans don't believe what he's doing, but I know with time everybody's gonna believe what he's doing. I love him so much.
Oh,
I,
fantastic.
I wish our military would take his steps in Nigeria because he's making a great work, doing great work,
Fantastic, fantastic.
getting it done.
Yes, fantastic. It's great to hear from you, my brother. So thank you for that. Thank you. And you know, we need to encourage our people. We
you,
want a better Africa. So we should follow the example of what these great men are doing. So thank you for those comments. I'm really glad that you said that. And I'll come back to you. Let me go to others as well. I'll come back to you briefly. I'll be back to you shortly. Thank you. Let us go to Sashemu. Sorry, I hope I'm saying it right. Sashemu Munto. What would you like to say? Welcome on board.
Yes, Yes, thank you, A.Y. I'm glad you picked me up because I was very itchy to talk. When I see this energetic brother and comrade at Ibrahim Traore, my heart is gladdened. I am very, very elated with his actions. And that does not only go to him, it goes to the alliance of the Sahelian states.
Yes.
What they are doing. When you look at the actions that has taken place in Niger, they are trying to remove the edifice of the colonial edifice and removing them and making it look African. It makes me, even if I was on the sick bed, I would get up. You know, I will get up because I am very, very happy of the actions that they are taking. And going back to actions that France is weeping now. Look at what has happened to our brother Kemi.
Yes, Kemi.
Kemi just went. He's a diplomat. He traveled on a diplomatic mandate with a diplomatic passport, and going to Europe with a Schengen visa. What is wrong with him visiting Paris? They could have moved and trying to check what he's doing in there, but they just got him arrested because of shared jealousy, and that wouldn't work. And this will give us the tenacity to know that these people don't like us, but they love our territory. And it's high time we start thinking back that we need to move back and develop our land. Thank you so much for having me. I am very, very pleased. I'm very, very happy for being an African and proudly African.
My brother, they say in Yoruba language, so thank you very much for what you said. Thank you so much. You spoke the truth. May the Most High, may Eledumare bless you, infinite, give you infinite knowledge and wisdom and wealth as well. Your way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It is already so. Thank you, my brother. I'll come back to you. Let me bring others in. Thank you so much. Thank you. Don't go away. I'll come back to you. Okay. Now, thank you so much. You see, this is what I mean. Just hearing what people are saying. Let us go to Mandika Warrior. Welcome, my brother. Let's hear from you. What would you like to say? Let's hear from you.
Good afternoon, my brother. How are you?
Greetings. Thank you. Good. Thanks. Go ahead. What would you like to say?
Good stuff. Yeah, my brother. It's just going to be a quick one. We are proud of you. What are you doing to bring Africa together?
Thank you.
To put awareness of what's happening in our continent. So all Africa, we should all come together and join and help you, because it's not only one person's job to bring Africa unite. We have to come together. So at least you are making that effort. So we should all come together and put our hands together and help you. Okay, I mean, this platform, I tell people, we need to help you to make this platform grow, bigger.
Thank you.
Okay, because you are doing an amazing job for Africa. You are doing this for Africa. And the time you spend, even it's two minutes or bro, you're doing an amazing job.
Oh.
Okay, you know how it is in Europe. People are busy; they've got other jobs to do. But you come here hours and hours, with your own time, trying to, tell us about how we can, develop Africa. I think, bro, you deserve everything. Okay, and I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So I just want to say, in terms of Africa, we need to take back control. Okay, Africa, it's time we take back control. Okay, we have to. Okay, like that's what's happening in Burkina Faso and other Sahel countries. They're taking back control of their country. Okay, from this, Western country that looted, our continent for years and years. Okay, so they are saying to them, no, enough is enough. We're taking back control. Okay, it's just like they say in Europe when they want to control their borders, say, oh, it's enough, migrants. So they say, let's take back control of our borders. Okay, they want to take, they want to look after their people. They listen to their own people. So, and if you look at Burkina Faso, so they're doing the same. The people are saying, you know what, enough is enough. Okay, so we're gonna listen to our people. Okay, we're not going to listen to you, France, or United Kingdom or America. Now our people say we want to take back control of our national resources. Okay, and also I know you said about Africa, we should comes to our parliament, we should be speaking in our local languages. We shouldn't be speaking in English because the thing is, our people are going to understand what our people are talking about. Okay, when we go to our parliament, our even people cannot even express themselves in English language. So speak your own language so that people you can actually you work for the people. You don't work for the English people. So why are you speaking English in our parliament? They don't care about us. Okay, so you are in the parliament to talk to the Gambians. So you need to speak their language that they understand. Okay, but if you talk in English, you yourself don't even cannot even articulate yourself in your in English language, then go back to our language. Be proud of our language. Be proud of who we are. So I think Africa, our mindset need to reset. Let's look at Burkina Faso, what they're doing. So they want to take back control. This is the main goal. That should be, and I like that idea. They're taking back control.
Yeah.
Okay, they're gonna provide for their people. They're gonna fight for their people. They're gonna fight poverty. Okay, they're gonna build hospitals. Okay, so they're working for their people. So like you said, African Union and ECOWAS, need reform. You're talking about the Africans, women in Arab countries, suffering, enslaved. Okay, in a normal country, in a normal continent like ECOWAS and an institution like ECOWAS and African Union, they would have gone to them countries and said, we want our people back. They would have sent planes. Okay, they would have sent planes to bring these people back. But you know what, Africa, we've got a long way to go. But we can do this. We can change this mindset. Let's come together as Africa, one Africa. Okay, and if you come together, unity our strength. And as long as we come together, we have that unity. Africa, we don't need to travel, to leave Africa. Everything is in that continent. Thank you so much, brother. And I'm proud of you. You're doing well. Keep you up. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mandirikan Warrior. Thank you. Always very, very clear about what is going on and what is to be done. And I thank you for the support for the platform. And we're really grateful. And we need to support each other. It is really, really important. Let us go to Walaga Apes. I think then we'll go to Ismail Bango after that. Walaga Apes, let's hear from you. What we'd like to say. Welcome on board. Let's hear from you. Walaga Apes, are you there? Walaga Apes, I'm going to unmute you. I'm unmuting you. Can you speak? Okay, if you're not there, I'm going to quickly go to Ismail Bango. I don't know I think it might be having an issue. Ismail Bango, are you there? I'm unmuting you so you can speak. Ismail Bango or Bangura, I hope I'm saying it right. Let me go to follow you. Okay, Walaga, are you there? Are you able to speak, Walaga? Walaga Apes, Apezo, I hope I'm saying it right. Do you wanna unmute? Walaga, can you hear me? Okay. So Ismail Bango, I'll go to you one more time. Are you able to speak? Ismail Bango or Bangura? Hope I'm saying it right. It is Ismail Bangura. Yes. I'd like you to speak if you can. Can you speak at all? I'm unmuting you. If you are able to unmute, I'm going to unmute again. Okay. Okay. Anyofe, greetings, welcome. What would you like to say, my sister? Let's hear from you. Go ahead.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
It was a little echo when Mandinka was speaking.
Okay. I think yeah, I think I probably had my mic on. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay. Is there an echo when I'm speaking now?
No. It's clear.
I'm hearing it. Maybe I should come back.
I can't
Maybe
hear.
I should drop down and come back.
Okay, maybe if you do want to do that. I can't hear any echo this end. It's fine this end, but if you're hearing it, we'll drop you off and come back. Okay, I'll do that. I'll bring you straight back.
Thank you.
Okay. Whilst we're waiting for my sister to join us, she's on ground. She is from she is in diaspora, but she's already she's on ground in Africa. And look, we need to be really very clear about this. Let's be clear. We need all of us to work together. Yeah. How's that now? Is that better?
Yes. It's better now.
Good.
So I agree with Mandinka for what he said. We don't need the West. If we just get together, work together as a team, as brothers and sisters, which we are born to be. We just need to put aside everything the West has come and colonized us with, brainwashed us with. One currency, one president, one language where we can all communicate. Of course, we are keeping our countries as it is. I'm not saying that we are going to change that, but we need unity. We need Africa to come together. And what these three leaders are doing is amazing. And anybody that is advocating them, bringing us together on platforms like this, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Salute to the hard work you guys actually do every single day by opening this platform, letting us come here, come out and speak out and tell our truths, our stories, how we can relate to each other. I've met some fantastic people on here. We have become very friends, even adopted mothers.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, we're brothers and sisters. Like there's no difference between us, regardless where we grow up and where we're born. We are one,
Exactly.
regardless. So I just think we just need to put aside what we have learned and reprogram us to what we used to know. And that is, let's go back to our spiritual ancestries, because that is what we are grown up with. That's in our blood, it's in our genes, and that's the one that will unite us stronger than ever. And when that does, nobody can break it. Nobody. One love, respect.
Thank you. Yeah, well said, my sister. One love. We need that we need that unity, and we have to work towards that. Because right now, with the only way to break free is for us to unite. We want a borderless Africa. When I say borderless, I mean that all of these restrictions, you're French speaking, you're English speaking, you need a pass. No, it has to be borderless for Africans. No African should be restricted from moving around in Africa to be able to actually to trade. This is impacting our trade. So it is very important. And of course, security. Now, thank you so much for that, my sister Anyofe. Thank you. Let me go to Walaga Apes. You there? You want to say a few words before I carry on? I'm unmuting you, Walaga Apes. Are you able to speak? Walaga, I want to give you an opportunity to say a few words, and then I will proceed. Okay. If you do want to, if you're able to, let me know and I'll let you speak. Now, the key thing is about that picture. Then I'm going to play a video, like 8 minutes long video, something like that, quickly. That I wanted you to watch, but I want you to look at something. I spoke about it briefly, but I really want to actually emphasize it. You see, the men that you see in that picture, that is by Ibrahim Traore with his team, and the men who are on the seat there, they are looking on the screens. They bought drones from Russia, all trade by barter I've got my resources. You got the drones. We swap, you know. So it's not about owing anybody, and they got the training. He got his Burkina Faso military forces to be trained in how to use it, and now they found this man. This man that you see on the screen, his name is Adama Oumarou. He's the leader of the E.I.G.S in Burkina Faso, and they have been chasing him. He's been one of the most highly wanted terror person around the world. But it's interesting, when the French were there, when the French were in control of the Sahel, of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, this man was roaming free. Oh, we're doing everything we can. Oh, yes, we're trying. Yes, we are protecting. But he was doing more damage. As I speak to you, Burkina Faso is on control of over 70 to 80% of their land. When the French were controlling the security of the land, the Burkina Faso was in control of just 30% of their territory. Can you see the difference? And then how can anybody argue against such a success within 2 years? This is within 2 years. What these men have done is within 2 years. And that deserves a round of applause, my people. And it deserves, we have to, you know, massive difference within 2 years. From 30% under the control of the so-called military might of no, it was not only France that was there. France, I think Netherlands, I think Germany. You know, they were in all of these places, and UK as well. They were all interchanging, providing security, and more territory was being taken of those puppets that were in government. You know, more territory were being taken, and our resources being looted. Now that this man has come, he trained these people. They found the man. I will play the video, then we'll come back and talk some more. Let me get the video out because it's worth watching. It's courtesy of one of the YouTube channels, and I think it is worth watching. Let me see. Where is it? Exactly. No, not that one. Sorry. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. So let us watch this for about 8 minutes or so. I'll be back briefly.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Intervlog. I say this is Intervlog, and I am here once more. I'm here because there is one important information that I brought to you. And this important information is about the importance of technology. We are living in the world of drones, the world of AI, the world of innovations, and the world of modern technology. And you would wonder, what do I mean by that? Well, if you have been following the news about Burkina Faso, you must have heard that there is a war going on in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic. And that war is war against the militancy. But we are now in phase 2 of the war, because what is happening over there currently is in another level. Today, being the 14th of October 2024, there is a big news that has reached us that one of the leaders of the Islamic State in the Sahara, E.I.G.S, known as Oumarou, has been located through the help of drones and modern technology. Ibrahim Traore'S men used drones controlled by Burkinabe drone pilots, traced him just as Israel or America used to trace people. That is exactly what is happening in Burkina Faso. After 11 Burkinabes graduated from drone piloting school 3 days ago, the war against militancy has taken a different level, because there are drones flying everywhere. The leaders of the militants in Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali are now on their own. Because what you are hearing in Sahel region is drones sound everywhere, locating them one by one, deciding whom to be taken away or not. What we are seeing in Sahel is unbelievable. Nobody ever believed that this type of technology would come so soon in Africa. But right now it is happening. So let's go, and you'll hear how one of the leaders of the E.I.G.S, who is actually taking lives of innocent people in Burkina Faso, was located yesterday. Let's go. A big fish in the nets of the combat forces Ouagadougou, October 12, 2024. The combat forces intercepted Adama Oumarou, a fighter and bomber from the Islamic State in Grand Sahara, E.I.G.S, on October 10, 2024 in the vicinity of Marcoy, during an operation that neutralized about 20 militants. The end of the journey of Sieur Adama Oumarou, one of the masterpieces of the Islamic State in the Sahara, E.I.G.S, responsible for several attacks, cattle thefts, and improvised explosive engines, E.I.G.S, which caused casualties in the provinces of Seno, Oudalan, and Yaga. Indeed, on October 10th, 2024, in the vicinity of Marcoye, the combat forces conducted a counter-militant operation that neutralized it and about 20 other militants and recovered important logistics. Adama Oumarou took part in the attack on the population and detachment of Tinakov on February 20th, 2023. He was among the assailants who on January 11th, 2022, launched an ambush against a patrol of the Marcoye military detachment in Traore'S village. A year earlier, on February 18th, 2021, Adama Oumarou and other E.I.G.S members intercepted at Traore'S, Marcoye Tokabangu axis, trucks that had left Marcoye for Dolbel market in Niger. 9 passengers lost their lives and vehicles were set on fire. A native of the Marcoye commune, engaged in militancy for 5 years, Adama Oumarou is both a fighter and an artisan. Its interpellation is a big catch for the combat forces who are resolutely pursuing their missions to reclaim the national territory and restore peace throughout Burkina Faso. Let's specify that.
Do you know about these futuristic lightsabers that are being made in the UK? Dude, you got to hear about this thing.
Lightsabers are no longer just a dream. Now you can wield one in the form of a military-grade flashlight that conveniently fits in your pocket, crafted from durable titanium. This compact marvel packs a powerful punch. This is a must-have, indispensable survival tool, boasting incredible power that can melt through almost anything and even start fires. Its exceptionally potent beam of light illuminates vast areas, reaching distances of up to 2 miles, making it perfect for cyclists, runners, or anyone navigating the dark in dire situations. It serves as a formidable means of self-defense, capable of blinding potential threats with its intense light. Originally designed for British Special Forces, it features cutting-edge military-grade GRES LED technology, making it at least 20 times more powerful than commercial.
Beg your pardon.
Former Special Forces operator Joshua redesigned it for...
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We'll do it again. Sorry. I had to just nip out. Sorry about that. We'll do it again. Sorry. I had to just nip out. Sorry about that. Okay, let's carry on. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's carry on.
Engaged in militancy for 5 years, Adama Oumarou is both a fighter and an artisan. Its interpellation is a big catch for the combat forces who are resolutely pursuing their missions to reclaim the national territory and restore peace throughout Burkina Faso. Let's specify that 3 brothers of Adama Oumarou were also engaged in the groups. 2 of them were neutralized during an operation in Tin Zubaratan in the commune of Marcoye, Information Agency of Burkina, a capture that weakens the E.I.G.S. This arrest is a major victory for the combatant forces, which are increasing their efforts to restore peace and security in the country. Adama Oumarou was not only a field operative, but also a seasoned bomb maker, capable of making powerful explosive engines. His arrest could contribute to disrupting E.I.G.S operations in the region and reducing the militant group's offensive capabilities. Adama Oumarou's story is part of a family context where involvement in militant groups seems to have been repeated. 2 of his brothers also took up arms, before being neutralized during a military operation in Tin Zubaratan, also in the commune of Marcoye. This, within the Oumarou family, illustrates the complex challenges facing the authorities in their fight against militancy, which often has its roots in deep-rooted local dynamics. The capture of Adama Oumarou is part of a series of counter-militant operations intensified by the combatant forces to regain control of territories occupied by armed groups. The authorities reiterate their commitment to eradicate militancy and restore peace in all regions of Burkina Faso. This notable progress fuels hopes of a gradual return to stability, despite the challenges that persist in the fight against militancy. Apart from the Islamic State in Grand Sahara, E.I.G.S, led by Adama Oumarou, there's another armed group called Jama'at Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslimin, JNIM. JNIM is one of several armed groups operating in Burkina Faso and across the Sahel, aiming to establish an Islamic caliphate while expelling Western-influenced governments. The group's operations initially started in Mali before they spread to Burkina Faso and parts of Niger. JNIM has also launched attacks in the northernmost regions of Ghana, Ivory Coast, Benin, and Togo. Formed in 2017, JNIM is composed of 4 armed groups: Ansar Dini, Al-Murabitun, the Makina Liberation Front, and the Sahara Emirate subgroup of Al-Qaeda in the lands of the Islamic Maghreb. Members of the group come from Sahel and Maghreb countries, such as Morocco. At the time of its formation, JNIM pledged allegiance to Al-Qaeda. E.I.G., or Abu al-Fadl, a Malian fighter and the founder of Ansar Dine, is the known leader of JNIM. Ag-Ghali was a member of the separatist ranks of the Tuareg ethnic group in northern Mali's Kidal region. In the early 1990s, he participated in fighting there. JNIM's strategy exploits local and social divisions in the territories it controls, appealing to groups that perceive themselves to be marginalized, such as the Tuareg and Fulani people. Currently, most of the groups are on the run after Ibrahim Traore procured over 20 different types of modern drones. Since then, the drones have given the government a big edge, including on the capturing of Adama Oumarou, a fighter and bomber from the Islamic State in Grand Sahara, E.I.G.S, on October 12, 2024. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog, same time tomorrow.
Okay, so thank you very much for that. Apologies for the sudden change into the advert. I'm not sponsoring anything. I'm not being paid to sponsor in that way. No, we're just here focusing on Africa. The reason I played that is to show you the gap. You see now the difference. Now that you have an African leader on the African continent, they are actually actively dealing with and neutralizing these terror people. They are neutralizing them. They are literally neutralizing them. And that is something that we wanted to really highlight. To bring this is what we need. I'm afraid in Nigeria, if we look at what's happening in Nigeria, can we say the same thing? Are they neutralizing those who are supporting all of this Boko Haram? Are they doing that? Compare. Let us make a comparison. Can we, and that is a puppet-led government, I'm sorry, of the West. They're not doing that. And that is why what we're saying here is so important. I'll bring you back in, Miss Anyofe. I'll bring you back in if you're able to chat, if you want to go. I'll send you an invite. If you want to join, yes, I'll accept. Good. Okay. So let me just quickly go to Ampu Wete. Are you able to speak? Okay. Or Walaga Apes, are you there? Okay. Walaga Apes, are you there? I don't think you are able to speak. Okay, Ampuwete, can you speak? Are you there? Go ahead. Ampuwete, greetings, go ahead. Can you hear me? Ampuwete, can you hear me? Hello? Hello, Ampuwete? You are live right now. Can you speak? Can you speak English a little bit, if you mind?
That mama comes back.
Okay. Hello, Anpuwete, I can hear you. Can you speak? You are live on air. Okay, I don't think you can. Hello. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, Anpu. Okay. Okay, I'm going to. I think he's not able to. I don't think he speaks good English, or he didn't hear me. I tried. Okay, let me go to Tashemu. Yeah, go ahead, please. What would you like to see? Let's hear from you.
Hey. Each time, each hour passing, I am like just jolly in my heart. I want to first of all pay allegiance to our legendary Bob Marley.
Yes.
Who was a visionary singer, and he was a storyteller. He said, we were buffalo soldiers.
Yes.
And we were taken from Africa to other regions, And now we are making a comeback. As we're making a comeback, and then he said, fool me once.
Yes.
Fool me once. You cannot fool me twice, because my eyes are open now. So he said, you can fool me once, you cannot fool me twice, because, hey, before you are picking the stone, the dog has already seen it. So the dog has already seen you picking the stone. The dog is running away. So right now, this message is going to our octogenarians who are like the old scrap in Nigeria, the old scrap in the Cameroons, the old scrap in the Cote d'Ivoire, and all those octogenarians. Africa is no more for those old quacks. Africa is for people like this, our young brother and comrade, Ibrahim Traore. Africa is ripe for this young blood who are energetic, who are ready to take us to the forefront of the battle, because they are ready to take the bullets on their chest and not on their backs. My people, let us communicate and teach those our young ones who always think that they are the only ones to go and drum for those octogenarians. Hey, Ghanaians, I'm talking directly to you. Go behind Kwame or Nana Odo. Kwame Nana,
yeah.
The young man, the young brain who is ready to take Ghanaians ahead. Africans, if you are having elections coming around your corner, look for the young brains, people who are ready to take us ahead, and not those who are going to bring bags of rice and take engines, caterpillars, and put on the road and tell you and give you promises for which they will not fulfill after the elections. Hey,
exactly.
The time is now. We have seen the light, and let us continue to follow the light. All right? My dear brother, Citizen AY, you are doing a good job, brother.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You are doing a good job. And each time I see you online, it's like I should stop everything that I'm doing and then just be watching and talking with you and talking with the folks.
Thank you.
I can't tell you more.
Oh,
My brother, the sky is your limit.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Fire on, brother. Fire on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I am very humbled by your supporting comments and positive comments towards this platform, and it's for all of us. And your contributions and your comments are very, very much appreciated in standing for the leaders who are behind me. And honestly, I'm so grateful for your comments. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Let us go to Mandinka Warrior, then we'll go to Walaga Apes. Mandinka Warrior, do you want to say a few words after the video that you're watching? Thank you.
Yes. Hi there. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah. So that was an amazing, little documentary. What happened in Burkina. I'm glad they took that. The guy, he's a bad guy anyway. I'm glad, but that's what I'm saying. Ibrahim Traore, he's doing an amazing job in Burkina Faso. He's doing an amazing job. Okay, like you said, you had the French, you had the British Army, the Americans, in that country for years and years, and their land, they were losing, their territory to these jihadist, people.
Yeah.
So when he came over, look at what's happened. Like you said, he's taking over his country. So like as I said, he's taking over. Okay, he is bringing back control to his country. That's what he's trying to do. Okay, so I think all African leaders should look up to him.
Yeah.
They should look up to him, and Ibrahim to the way he's doing in Burkina Faso. But again, like as I said before, Africa, we need to come together. We need to come together. I think that's the key message we need. We need to put up to Africans. Let's come together. Okay, we are one Africa. And like you said, there shouldn't be borders between, African continents. Like I should be able to travel to Senegal, to, Ghana without, a visa. I should be able to. Okay. So Africa, let's come together. Unity is our strength. If we come together as one Africa, my brother, Africa, we can accomplish a lot. but we need to have that unity. That is the unity that we need. We need to put aside our political differences, our tribal differences, and let's look at Africa first and see what we can do for Africa to make Africa, like Europe or America. That it can be done. We have got all that, resources in Africa, but we need to come together and fight corruption. Okay, and I'm urging African youth, let's come together, African youths. It's our continent, okay? We can build this continent, okay? We don't need the EU, we don't need the US. We can build this continent, okay? But let's come together, okay, and fight for our country. Let's come together and fight for Africa. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. The word there is unity. The word Mandinka warrior is absolutely right. Of course, we need unity. We have to overcome this tribalism, this division that they put among us. We need to unite, and all these borders must disappear because we are Africans on the African continent, and no colonial has the right to put lines that we Africans have to abide by on our continent. Has any African drawn any borders on the European continent that they have forced Europeans to go on? The answer is capital no, N-O. So why are we letting that happen on the African continent? No way. Again, it's about awareness. It's about making us know that we have the power to make this change. So let us join hands and do that. Thank you so much for that. Walaga Apes, are you still there? Do you want to say a few words? Do you want to chip in, Walaga Apes? Walaga, can you speak? Okay, whilst I'm waiting for you, let's go to Anyofe. Go ahead, Anyofe. Let's hear from you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I agree with what you just said there, brother. We also need to find a solution for us that are in the diaspora. We are born in the British colonies or whatever colonies in the West. It should be easier for us to also return back, as in the sense that we should be able to apply for an African passport. Maybe a general passport should be made for us in the diaspora that wish to return back. Because that passport we have is not ours. It was given to us by our mothers and fathers, We are born here. We didn't decide to become British or American. So I think there should be easier for us from the diaspora to return back to the African nation. Solutions. We need solutions. We need unity. The three mighty men on the screen have set the motion of everything that we need. And like Tashe said, Bob Marley has said this for quite some time now, and sang it and preached it, and Malcolm X has said it, Marvin Gaye has said it. So many others have been here on this earth and said it, and they have been unalive because they was telling us things that the whiteys or the colonizers don't want us to know the truth. So 100%. People need to go and dig into more of the reggae music and re-listen to the songs, because it was not all about reggae just to dance to. Reggae was a form of telling them what they already know from their ancestors. Imagine majority of what Bob Marley or anybody in that importance said, he had not even traveled around that time to know all of this. So how is it that he knew before he made the song? He did travel eventually because he became popular and, he became the #1 reggae star. But before he became popular, he wrote these songs. And I think people need to question it and ask themselves, how did he know before he ever knew Africa like that? Before he ever knew, how did he know about the Babylon system, right? It clearly is our ancestors singing through him. So I think this is spirituality songs that he sang for us to know the truth about the Babylon system, We need to reconnect with our ancestors. We need to heal. We need to get together. We need to support each other. Get our sisters out from Iran. Get our brothers and sisters that are puppets out of power. We need to
Iraq. It's in Iraq, but also
Iraq. Sorry, yeah. Let's wash out the dirty water because it's time for clean water. Enough is enough. We want to come back. We've had enough. We do not wish to stay in Europe anymore. There's nothing here for us. There's no unity for us. There's no community for us. And there's definitely nothing they have made here for us that brings us together. What they have made for us here is the division, and it divides and divides and divides and manipulates, and they take away our children. They make us crazy. A whole bunch of stuff they have done to us. For what? Because we are here building up their country, giving them wealth when we should be at home doing it. Agriculture is not that difficult. It doesn't take a lot of money. I've done it. I am doing it. It does not take a lot of money to feed people. Come on, people. We need to stand together. Let's go on this unity part as brothers and sisters. When especially I'm in Nigeria, I hear a lot of people like, they're shocked. They don't believe people like us exist. And I look at them and I say, there are more of us, brothers and sisters. Believe it or not, there are more than me that are saying what I'm saying. We need unity. We need to come together and we need to be brothers and sisters. I don't care if I'm from your mom or dad or I'm born into your family or not. You are my brother and you are my sister. I don't care. We don't need to be blood related for us to be related.
Well said. Well said.
So
well
yeah,
said.
I'm just passionate when I go on this topic.
No.
But yeah, we just need to stand together. Unity is the key.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anyofe. Thank you for that. Thank you. Well said. Let me just quickly go to and thank you so much. Unity. That's what we need. Look, we now know the resources is underneath our feet on the continent. We working on that continent, we are the owners of those resources. We need to use it. It is our right, and we have every right to make sure that we begin to benefit from it for the coming generations as well. Let us begin the action. It starts with unity. Thank you so much. Anipu Wete, are you able to speak at all? Anipu Wete, are you able to speak? Do you want to speak at all, Anipu Wete? Okay, let me go to Walaga, then I'll go to Zach again. So Anipuwete, are you there? Okay, Walaga, are you there? I'm sending you to unmute. Walaga, apes or apes, or I'm not quite sure how to say that. Okay, none of them. Zach, welcome on board. It's a pleasure to have you. What would you like to say? I'm unmuting you. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Morning, brothers and sisters. Morning. Ashe. Great rising.
Grand rising. Ekabo. Welcome. Ekabo Sorito. Welcome to the show. Ekabo Sorito.
I just learned something yesterday, citizen. You see, I call you. They show you like you only have 15 people on your program.
Yes.
It's a lie, because when you have a program like this, TikTok limited people. How much people? Like, people might think nobody's listening to you, but there are more people listening to you than 16 people. And this girl went on and she was talking about Jesus, and in less than 5 minutes she had about over 50 something people, which is a lie. So the things that are educating black people on this platform, they limited it and make you think nobody is listening because they want you to give up. And then if you go on the TikTok and start to preach about Jesus, you will see your life start to go up, all in the 200, 500, 600, which a while is a lie.
Wow.
Yeah, so you see how these people are playing us? Because we don't have a platform of our own. They're playing us like a puppet the same way. Because this is educational stuff we are doing. because this is educational stuff we are doing, TikTok is limiting it.
Wow.
So people have been listening to you, but you won't see the numbers going up. So we have like 5 of us was on the program, and each one is saying different numbers. Each one is saying different. I don't know how they do it, but I was just showing you how TikTok is biased. So if you come on TikTok and you're preaching Jesus, you want to see your numbers gone up. TikTok will put up numbers, so when people come and they see, they go say, oh, this is interesting, a lot of people are here. You see how they're playing us? But once you deal with it, educational stuff for black people, TikTok limited it. So it look like all the time you only have 16 people, look like 16 people listening to us. It's a lie. There's more than 16, but TikTok could limit it.
Wow.
So I just want to share this with you today.
Wow.
Don't discourage when you see you only have 16 people. There's more people listening. But TikTok, I don't know, TikTok is limited it.
Wow. My brother,
So,
I am. Thank
as
you.
my sister was saying that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, like my sister was saying, that agriculture is one of the greatest opportunity and one of the greatest, let's put it this way, job in the world. As the sister said, when you can feed your people, you are the most richest human being on earth. But they demonize agriculture in our country too. They demonize agriculture. They make agriculture look like it's nothing. So our people, when they talk about agriculture, our people know they want to go to office, they want to go in the office, but who's going to feed them when they're hungry in the office? This is the mentality of our people. This is the brainwash. So when I hear the sister is talking about agriculture, sister, you are 100,000,000% right. But they demonize agriculture because they want us to eat their chemical food and the GMO food that they produce to kill us and to make our brain cannot think. So that is what they do to us with our food.
Unalive.
Oh, analyze. Sorry. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Analyze. They analyze, yes, because they want to analyze us. So when the sister is talking about agriculture, we have to educate our people about agriculture. Because my father was a farmer. Me, I love agriculture. Agriculture, my dad said, when you do a farming, you can never hungry. When the people in the office is hungry, you will always have food. They have to come to you. But they demonize agriculture in Africa and in the Caribbean to make us feel it's a low job and make us feel there is nothing there. But when you go to foreign, agriculture is everything. Only them alone control agriculture in foreign. Only them. Nobody else can do agriculture but European. But when they get the people, they send for the people them in the Caribbean and Mexico to come and pick and tell them to come and pick fruit. It's not a pick fruit. They are planting the fruit, they are growing the fruit because they are the one with the knowledge of agriculture. The Africans and the people in the Caribbean are the one that with the knowledge with agriculture. So they send for them in the Caribbean to tell them to come and pick fruit. It's not the pick fruit. They are the one who are growing the fruit. They are the one who are doing everything on the farming. And they just watch them and collect the money and do everything and think, yeah, they are doing something. They're not doing anything. And the next thing I want to talk about is the seed. I hear Bill Gates is down in Africa giving away seed for food, for grow food. Don't take the seed. The seed is no good.
Exactly.
They take all our organic seed and they give us fake seed to grow food.
Exactly.
We have to spread this around and let them know that these people are not coming to help us. These people is coming to analyze us. And they will always want to analyze us. And you should listen to the lady from Barbados, the Prime Minister from Barbados, make a speech yesterday.
Okay.
You should go and listen to it. I was going to send it for you.
Okay, I'll try and find it. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I have to say.
Okay.
Keep up the good works, man. Don't make me discourage you. And thanks for the sister with agriculture. We have to focus on that in agriculture. And don't forget to give us some language in our mother tongue. I always have to remind you about that. It's really helpful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really grateful for that. I'm very much again on this platform as you're watching. Well, you're here. You are hearing now. You are hearing what my brother just said. My brother just said that they limit the numbers watching us. So I didn't even know. I didn't know. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I didn't even know. But because all we are doing is speaking truth to power and raising awareness. But now we know that they are actually Kebulan, thank you so much. Wow, let me bring you back. Let me bring you on board straight away. I'll send you more guests. I didn't even know that they were doing that. You know, and thank you so much, Zach, for showing that, because a lot of us don't even think about these things. You know, for them to be doing that, what, you know, we are speaking truth to power. We're trying to encourage people to know their rights, to be able to unite and actually build a better Africa. And what they're doing is trying to prevent that message from getting out. We're not shaking any. We're not bringing naked women on the platform or anything like that. We're just speaking, you know, engaging, connecting, and they find that a problem. And I thank you so much, Alkable, and thank you so very much. It is such a pleasure that everybody is really on board, and we need to continue with this work. But we will not relent, nonetheless. We will share the message. It is very important. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
When it comes to agriculture, I have informed majority of our farmers in our community about the GMO, and amazingly, they already know about it. They already know to tell the difference between a fake seed and a real seed. So I was like, okay, great.
Fantastic.
They said no, they've heard about it. They've seen people with big English come to their farms and try and give them seed. They've said no to receive these seeds, and they refuse to take seeds that are not going to do any good. Because we have a fruitful land as Nigeria and Jamaica, any Caribbean countries, any of our countries, we have fruitful land. So 100%, the message needs to get out there. We need to educate our people, and we need to let them know. Those who do not know, let the farmers know. Anybody with big English trying to explain you something with your farm, just say no, thank you. And escort them off your property, because it is your land, it's your property. You can decide, and you can tell them, no, we do not need this, thank you, keep it moving. As a farmer myself, I say no thank you to GMO. We don't need it. We have a fruitful nation, a fruitful land, and we feed a lot of people with what we do, so we're good with what we have. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. We say it again and again. Agriculture is the way forward for us in Africa. It's the way forward, and we need to rely on it. And they don't want us to know. We have the land. Look, you can feed USA, China, Russia, Europe. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you very much. Anyofe, for that. Agriculture is the way. Agriculture is absolutely the way, and we're not going to relent. And I'm very, very heartened to hear that the people know the difference between the GMO seeds and the real seeds, and they are already protecting themselves. And that is what we need. Thank you very much, Anyofe, I've unmuted now. So we need to share this kind of information again in our local languages. Again, we say it. Tori ono abayo tani we start, the more we use a language, that is our route to freedom. That is our escape route to freedom that they can never ever stop. So we encourage that. As you are watching now, you're hearing that they are limiting the numbers. Don't let that deter you. What I can ask you to do is to share it even more. Tap on the screen. There are 13,000 likes. Can we get to 20,000 likes before the end of the show? 30,000 likes. Let us shame them and donate as well. And of course, consider subscribing to the platform. Thank you so much. Let me go to Alkebuland. Thank you for joining. Welcome back, my sister. It's such a pleasure to have you. Komiko has already been here. Let's hear from you, Alkebuland. And thank you for the gift also. Thank you so much. Let's hear from you. She may be away. Alkebuland, are you there? Let me unmute you. I'm unmute you. Maybe you can. Alkebuland, are you hearing me? Okay, she may be away, but that's fine. When you are able to speak, just let me know and I'll bring you on. No problem at all. About the issue of the famine, we need to understand that Africa is has the most fertile land for growing food. Bar none. Africa. 33% of the world's fertile land is in Africa. don't be surprised that what they tell you is being made in Europe or anywhere else is actually being made in Africa. Del Monte, they've taken over a huge swathe of land in Kenya, for example. And then they will say, oh, the man from Del Monte, but it's actually from Kenya. They're hiding that from you. These are all things we need to understand as Africans. We have to start understanding the narrative, what they're trying to portray. Everything is being done to make sure that Africa does not feel a sense of, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Ty. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute you. Go ahead, Tashi. Go ahead.
Thank you, my brother, for having me again. Each time ideas keep coming. I have two issues. The one issue is about the GMO seeds. They come as if they are very, very good. Back in Cameroon, they are sharing the seeds to farmers for free. They say that it is for free. Come and take the corn seeds for free. But let me warn and tell our people that those seeds, when once you put in your land, you can never grow anything organic there again. So once you plant them on your lands, it kills everything that is there, and you will never, never, ever in that land have anything organic. Wow. So your soil is finished. That is the number one. Number two, Number two goes to our brothers and sisters who are thinking that the El Dorado is abroad, and they are trying to go through the sea to cross over to Europe or move through and go through wherever to reach America. Those especially going through the waters, now they know that you can cross with the canoes easily to Europe. What they do now, when you reach the rough seas, they come with their ships as if they want to rescue you. They trouble the water and overturn your boats. They are the people killing you. It is not your ship that is the boat that you are on that to stop capsize. Many of us have seen this that is going on now. They are turning over the things, and then they try to rescue one or two people, and then the rest vanish in the sea. So my people, our land, our Africa, our land, our African territory is now being, we are gaining back, our brains are coming back. People, stay back home. Stay back home. Things are getting better and better. And if you want to come and die because you want to go, because even if you come over to Europe or wherever you want to go, you will never have to think that it's an El Dorado as you think. It is not an El Dorado. Some of us want to go back now because we are seeing more better opportunities back home now than over here. Stay put there, guys. Ask for business opportunities. We can teach you what to do while on the land, instead of coming to give away your life at a young stage. Thank you very much. And let's learn from this place. Thank you so much. And
wow, my brother, thank you so much for that very important message. Is the echo in it? Oh, no, I'm not hearing the echo. It's all fine here. Let me drop you off and bring you back in. It might be your end. It's possible, maybe your end. Is anybody else hearing an echo? Are you hearing an echo? Is anybody hearing an echo at all? Can you hear any echo? Let me know if you can hear any echo. I don't see or hear any echo. If you do hear echo, do let me know. But thank you so much again, my brother, for that important. So one, say no to GMO. Say no to GMO seeds, number one. Number two, they are now capsizing boats. I didn't even know this. You see, this is why this platform is important. This is why we need more platforms like Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We need to be aware. We need to raise the awareness about what is going on. I'll drop you and bring you back, my sister. I'll bring you back. I think it might be an issue your end. I'll bring you straight back in. So we need to be aware. This is a very important point my brother just raised now. Very, very important point. And it is not something we should ignore at all. I am quite sad that this is really happening. But you know, we continue to raise the awareness. Is it better now? Can you hear better now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. So look, we're gonna carry on. Let me go to the next person here. Mumuni Boyota. Greetings. What would you like to say, Mumuni Boyota? What would you like to say? Welcome on board. What would you like to say? Go ahead. Sorry, Mumuni Boyala. Mumuni Boyala, sorry. Mumuni Boyala, welcome. Apologies for not saying it right. What would you like to say? Go ahead.
Ibrahim Traore the whole world
Yes. 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 Fantastic. Fantastic. Do you is that French are you speaking or your African language? I love it. If it, you know,
it's my African language.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Look, that's what I need. Exactly. I love that. Say more. You know, we have to break this barrier down. We are Africans. We need to speak our language and be proud. And I'm so glad you started with that.
That is one of the priority of us. We don't want, for me, for instance, I'm illiterate. I don't go to school. I want to be speaking my language.
My brother, please, you are not illiterate. You are not illiterate. Education is your parent. When you look in Nigeria, in Africa, when a mom gives birth to a child and they raise that child, that is education. So please, you are not illiterate at all. You are not. You speak the language of your ancestors. You speak your mother tongue. That means you are able to communicate. You are not illiterate. Because you don't speak a foreign language doesn't make you illiterate at all. Please, you know, we have to, and I'm so glad you said that. You are not illiterate. I am proud of you speaking your language. We need to hear more. Every African, make it a point to always put your language first. Your language first. Your language, you know, so important. My brother, thank you so much for that. I'm so grateful. And I'm, you know, I am so glad. Yeah.
I'm happy to hear you that. I always try to join, but I'm not getting opportunity. But I thank you so much for having us. And we thank God for our African brothers. We are praying for the leaders, all the three guys. We are back on them. Morning, evening, afternoon, we are with them. God will surely bless them and stand. And
if you get they can't control us anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to come out of this mentality and talk about education. What is education?
Exactly.
Education is from you come out your mother womb. Your mother been educated you. That's education. English language is not education. I started to speak it, and I born, and they say I born in an English country, and I still can't speak English.
Yes, yes, yes. So true, so true.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that, and thank you for the education there. You're learning now. Even the Caribbean currencies is printed in UK. My brother just said it. Zach just said it. You know, and the same in many African countries, and they tell you that's your currency. It is something they impose on us. We need to wake up from that. We have to really re-educate ourselves and be aware of what the damage has been done on so many levels. Like I said, the good thing, I want to reiterate, and I'm going to state that again. My Ibrahim Traore is doing what we need every African leader to do, to protect their country, the country, the land, and also ensure that the people begin to benefit and kick out all the terror people. Ibrahim Traore has shown us that the colonials are the ones aiding all of these terror people on the African continent. In fact, they use them to destabilize Africa and make sure that we never unite, we never have any growth, and that is what is putting a stop to. This man that you see, his name is Adama Oumarou, and they've been chasing him for years. Interestingly, when the French were in control in the Sahel, this man was going free, doing all manner of things with others, with two of his brothers. They neutralized two of his brothers, and then they've now arrested him. And they used drone technology that the Burkina Faso military have been trained by the Russians. Now, I need you to understand something. Anytime African countries wanted to buy weapons, the Europeans and the US will say, oh, no, you don't deserve to have that weapon. No, that's too much for you. They were deciding what weapons we can have on the African continent. Is that not colonization? So they are not giving you the freedom to choose the kind of weapons you want to use to protect yourself. And when France was doing that, the land that the Burkina Faso people controlled was only 30% of their land. Now, with Ibrahim Traore in control, they control between 70 to 80% of their land right now. by doing what he's doing there. He's taking control. He's using drones. These are things that we need to appreciate and actually support. Walaga Apes, are you there? Do you want to speak? And Puwete, if I don't hear from you, I'll have to drop you guys down because I want to make sure that I give you an opportunity, and if not, I'll give others the chance to speak. So Walaga Apes, are you speaking? Are you there? Do you want to speak? I'm giving you one last chance. If not, I'll drop you down and you can follow in the comment section. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that. If you want to, okay, I'll drop you then, and then I'll speak to Puwete. Likewise yourself. Are you able to speak? I'm giving you the chance to speak, and if you wanted to speak, you can also use your language as well, because we promote African language on here. And I mean, no, I want you to get comfortable to hearing African languages as we speak. It's part of who we are, and we should. When you go to in the olden days, in the ancient days, they could go to the market. People will come with yam. Some people will come with potato. Someone will come with something else, some bitter leaf or whatever. And they will go to the market. And they all speak many languages. And they trade among themselves, across the whole of the African continent. There's trading routes. The trading route in Africa has been stopped by the colonials. We need to revive it. And our language is key to that as well, to encourage free movement of Africans across the African continent. So our language is very, very important. And Puwete, I'm going to give you one more chance. If I don't hear from you, I'll drop you down and you can watch in the comment section. Okay. If anybody wants to say anything more, or if you have a comment, please do let me know. Let me go forward a little bit more. I just wanted to remind us about the very important message about the Africans, many African women who are enslaved in Arab countries. Where is that now? I had it just now. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we are. So I want to just show you this. This is very important. We want to be able to, one of our sisters is almost able to get, she's actually got about, she needs $1,400, $1,600 to be able to get herself out. But of course, there are about 15 women who have been arrested in the Iraqi jail now, and their passports has been taken from them. Those are the ones that are arrested, and of course, when they're in jail, they are abused. They are sexually abused in jail. They literally are sexually abused. They're made into, sexual slaves in jail. I kid you not. And that is one of the concerns. She's so desperate to leave from there. She's going to put her hands in the police, who are ultimately, unfortunately, going to be using them as in sexual abuse. And there is no, the African Union, ECOWAS are doing nothing about that. But what she has, she's got some funds, and we would like to actually be able to contribute to that. We have about 210, which we can put towards that. But I think she needs another 400 or something like that to be able to help with her. And of course, we want to bring her on this platform when she's out to tell us her story. And of course, not only that, we want to help others to be able to come out of that system. They have a crazy system that you have to pay $700 to $800 to the police, even though you are being abused, and then you pay another $700 to $800 for your ticket back to your country. And these are something that they have to find themselves, and this is where you come in. If you can donate to the GoFundMe that you see on the screen there. Or if you can go to the GoFundMe, Rescue Africans from Enslavement in Arab Countries. You can donate there. We have about £210 in there, and we'd like to get more to help. Or you can pay directly to PayPal me and use the REFAC, RAFEIAC, Rescue Africans from Enslavement in Arab Countries. Put that as a reference point, and I will add the funds to this, and I will make the announcement. And let us be about taking collective action to free ourselves. We don't want to just talk. We are here to really help each other, to free each other from the bondage that we're in. I'm going to change gears slightly and talk about the reason why it is so important what they're doing. We talked about the fact of, I'll bring this back again. We talked about the fact that the security, you see, let us talk about this. What are the benefits of the security being provided by the Alliance of Sahel States in their countries? The benefit of that is that farmers can return to their farm. Farmers, with this security, the drones and everything in the air, and protecting their communities and protecting their borders, that means that farmers will be able to go back into their farm and produce food. And once you start producing food, there's no need for you to get GMO. That is why the West do not want E.I.G.S to succeed. Please understand that. The West don't want to see E.I.G.S succeed. They need Africa to be dependent on them. And that is why we have to be aware. Because once we start growing our own seeds, why do we want GMO? We don't need GMO. So they bring in terror groups into our communities. In Nigeria right now, the Boko Haram are operating. And the government keeps saying they are trying to do everything they can, but they're not really doing the work they need to do to put an end to it. You've seen what they've done within 2 years. Within 2 years, you've seen the work that Ibrahim Traore has done. From 30% territory to now 70 to 80% territory control in his own country. And that is what we need. Whereas the Nigerian government has been battling this terror people, Boko Haram, since for at least 15, 20 years. And nothing has changed. And that's because they are puppets. Those terror people, they are getting funding and weapons from the colonials because they always focus on areas where there are resources. For example, I'll give an example. In Zamfara, there is a lot of gold. And in Zamfara, there's a lot of terrorists. Are you hearing me? In Zamfara, there is a lot of gold that is being, that in Nigeria has quite a lot of gold. Many people don't know. But the terrorists are going to those areas where there's gold. They chase away the farmers, chase away the family, put them in displaced camp. There are over 2 million Nigerians in displacement camp right now. Let me take that up for you. Let me show you what I mean. 2 million at least. And that's conservative estimate. So, number of displaced Nigerians due to Boko Haram. Yeah? Due to Boko Haram. Yeah? Okay. So, there you go. You see it there? And that is a conservative estimate. You see it on here. You see? 2.2 million. Let me show you. I was going to do another show on that, the oil thing. I'll come back to that. You can see on the screen. As of July 2022, Boko Haram has displaced about 2.2 million people in the Northwest. The vast majority, over 1.8 million in Borno State. Conflict displaced over 280,000 refugees from Northeast into 3 regions, Cameroon, Chad, and Niger. Can you see that? So this is what we are talking about. Whereas, you can see now that under Traore, he's putting a stop to that. He's using the drones to target them and neutralize them. And also, because now he's get control over and giving his military the best weapons to combat them. Drones are being used to target. Whereas in Nigeria, that's not the case. And don't be surprised, that figure of 2.2 million is even a conservative estimate. It could be as high as 10 million. Because there's a lot of moving around. A lot of people are in displaced camps now, you know, and this is what is a problem. Let me show you another thing. I want to show you something quickly. In Zamfara, mineral resources in Zamfara state. Okay, I want to just show you why this is important to know. Yeah, I'm just giving you a cross section, a quick synopsis. Zamfara state, Nigeria. Okay, so let us have a look at this. You see that? So, Zamfara state has gold mining region of Bagega. So, in that area, illegal gold mining can have negative impact on, including environmental damage, health problems, and school dropout. So, now let us look at terrorism and Boko Haram in Zamfara state to prove what I'm saying here. So, Boko Haram in Zamfara state. Yeah, I want to just show you. In Zamfara state. So
can I say something?
Go ahead.
Where is these guys them down there get all these weapons from? And all this ammunition and all this.
Good question.
Where do they get them from?
Good question. Good question. Very good question. And this is why that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. You know, to make us begin to think about what is going on.
Ask myself, where are they getting the weapon from?
Oh, they're getting it from the colonials.
Where are they getting all these vehicles from?
From the colonials. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
From
and
the
why
colonials.
Nobody can hold American responsible and the British and the France responsible for it?
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. It is
Crazy,
crazy.
man.
So now let me very good point, my brother. Very good point. So let me show you this. You see, this is in Nigeria, in Zamfara. And remember, I showed you moments ago. There's gold. The reason why the terrorists go to Zamfara state is because of the gold. So they chase the people away of the areas where there's gold, and then they take the gold. And guess what? Where does the gold end up? Where does the gold end up? It ends up in the hands of the colonials. So they say, okay, you want more weapons? Get us more gold. So they go and chase the people off. They get it mined, they give it to them, and it's out of the country. This is what is going on. This is what is going on. Now, they say Nigerians turn civilian guards to fight Boko Haram. But the point is, why is the government not comprehensively dealing with this like Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is doing, like Assimi Goïta of Mali is doing, like General Chani of Niger is doing? And yet, you see the Nigerian government closely working with the French. The Nigerian president right now is in France receiving medical treatment. Nobody has seen him for a few days now. We don't know what he's doing. Meanwhile, France are involved in Niger, in Burkina Faso, in Mali. The French were involved in supplying and training the terror groups. They were involved. And it's not far-fetched to think that they are still involved in what is going on in Nigeria right now. You know, this, you know, so when they tell us to believe in this democracy, what democracy? The democracy that puts people in danger, where the colonials continue to fund terrorism? That's not, you know, these are the kind of things we're talking about. And I do hope many of you.
That's the same thing the Prime Minister of Barbados was talking about. Yeah.
I'd like to find that information.
That's the same thing she's talking about.
So, I mean,
you're saying that they have to say that they fight, that they fight.
Go ahead.
They're the one who's creating it.
Yeah, they're the one. Absolutely, absolutely. So you can see Zamfara State there. There's gold. And now they are attacking that gold. They are trying to get the gold by making sure that people in that area do not benefit. They are sovereigns. Remember I said you are sovereign. As a sovereign, anything under your feet, you have control over. And the government will have to talk to you and actually make sure you actually use by right. If they find anything in Europe, that's meant to be any kind of benefit, the community always benefits in Europe. Quote me. They get benefit. Even if it was a company that somehow ended up acquiring land in Africa, that company, they make sure they put funds in the community.
Do you know what a safe house is?
Yes, I do. Go ahead.
You know what a safe house?
Yes, I know it. Yes.
That's what America have in every country in Africa.
You see this? You see, and we are busy praying. Meanwhile, they are praying in churches and the mosque, and they have safe houses. What are those safe houses meant to be doing? What are they doing? And it's in every country in Africa. Right. Tell me more about this, my brother.
Every country in Africa, every country, America and England have safe house. The FBI and the CIA and the E.I.G.S, they have safe house in every corner in Africa. So tell me how are they going to fight these people? Tell me how.
Wow.
Maybe Burkina Faso don't have any because Russia is there to help them.
Yes.
But all Nigerian, how much safe house they have in Nigeria?
Exactly. These are the questions we should be asking. We should find out. We need to find this out. We need to find all of this out. And this is why
it's not an easy thing to find out, you know.
No, it isn't. You have to do some research.
That's why they call it safe house. That's why they call it safe house.
Yes. Let me go and let me type that in as you speak, actually, because these are the kind of things. Let me just put here. They might say no to it, but you know. I want to just check something in African countries. So let me just check that. It's a very good point that you raised, and I want us all to explore that. We need to explore this. So
they have safe house. They have safe house in every corner in Africa.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, they have their own African.
Yeah.
They have the black people in Africa.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
In the same house.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Working for them.
Yeah. So it says, are there CBI, FBI, foreign special forces safe houses in countries? So I put Africa, for example, and there says, yes, there are. Let me see. And it says, in fact, all over the world. I mean, this is...
Yes, all over the world.
And it says there are most certainly foreign special forces safe houses in Africa, considering that in one country there are 194 foreign countries to choose from. I mean, so they have it, obviously. But that is what we need to be really aware of as Africans. And we bring this kind of information so that you know what is being said. I would like to, again, I talk about this from the point of view of knowing that, anywhere in Africa that you see issues going on, it is about African resources. They are there to loot our resources. Look at in Congo, the cobalt in Congo. That is what they're there for. The US has military there, but they're taking the cobalt that they use in our phones, in our electronics. They take it for free. And the people who those wealth belong to don't get a penny. So we need to be aware of this. And that is why we must support Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, Asenegota of Mali, and General Chiani of Niger, because they are now making sure that the resources in Africa belongs to Africans and we benefit first before anybody else. We're not saying we won't trade with you, but the trade has to be on our terms. And this is why we are bringing this kind of very important information to you to understand. In Nigeria right now, whenever you see any area where there are terrorists, there are usually mineral resources there, or farming. So a lot of farmers have been chased away because now you can see whatever BG, whatever Gates, whatever coming to Nigeria. Oh, you have your farmers are not doing well, but they're not telling you the fact that they chased away farmers so that they can make us dependent on the GMO foods that the seeds that they're going to give us to poison and do whatever. This, greetings, Bantu Queen. Let me see. Bantu Queen, are you there? I hadn't seen you. Let me add you. Throw me an invite, Bantu Queen. Yeah, let me add you straight away. I'm bringing you in straight away. Bantu Queen is one of our regulars on the platform, and she does a lot of work in Kenya. Please support her charity. It's Faye Foundation, I think it is. GoFundMe. When she joins us, I'll get her to talk about it a bit more. So Bantu Queen, please do join if you can. If you're able to join us, I'd really appreciate that. Let's have a look. Let me try and get her to join quickly. Okay, let me bring her if I can get her in. Bantu Queen history. I saw her just now. Let me see, is she there? I'll send you an invite, Bantu Queen. I do hope you can join. I can't see it. Okay. Anyway, I'll keep looking. So I'll keep looking out for you. When I see you, I'll throw you an invite. Anybody who wants to speak about this issue, let us talk as well. But like I said, I'm showing you that you need to understand that any area in Sudan, in DRC, any area on the African continent where you see a high concentration of resources, there is bound to be the military presence of the Western powers, and they are funding the terror groups rather than anything else. And that is what we need to really understand, and I hope many of us are keen into that knowledge and share this kind of information on various platforms. We really appreciate everybody for the gifts. Please consider subscribing to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. It is really, really important, Queen OV, okay, Overton. Thank you very much. Thank you, Queen Overton. I do appreciate you. Bantu Queen, if I can bring you on. Are you there? And anybody else as well who wants to have a quick chat, I'm very open and welcome to that. I'm sending you okay, she's invited, but she may be busy. So when she's able to, she will join me. Now, I just want to say that as Africans, there is a lot of work to do. Again, I said at the beginning of the broadcast, let us make sure that we do not allow for, in any way, shape, or form, for ourselves to believe in the narrative that we've been told about who we are by the Western media. We need to reject it all, conclusively, totally, because everything they're doing is designed to keep us in the sense of, oh, we don't know who we are, we are, you know, we are not able to be successful at anything. It is that perception that they want to put and impress upon us to actually be able to actually act out what they fed us. So they'll say, okay, Africa is poor and everything else. Africa is not poor. I've just shown you in Zamfara, there's gold. And that is why there is the terrorists there. They are taking those gold in exchange for weapons that they receive from the colonials. These are the facts. And that is why France is not happy with what's happening in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. They cannot control and exploit the resources anymore. The uranium of Niger was being used to power France, and the people of Niger were in darkness. Look, I'm not saying this as a matter of hate. We are stating as facts, but it's obvious to us. We don't mind. We know that we are being turned down. We know that our figures are being made to be, you know, they're dropping down the number of people watching us, and we cannot. Oh, right. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Welcome. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
When they were taking us into slaves, nobody was sorry for us. Nobody didn't care. So why is it when we talk about we have to be careful what we say? When was slavery days when they were lynching us and they were killing us and they analyze us and they make all their slavery move in Hollywood showing what their ancestors did to us? Why nobody don't talk about that and say it's wrong? Huh? Why is it Hollywood make a slavery movie, put it on a big screen and show us what their ancestors did to us, and it's nobody saying that is wrong?
Yeah.
You think they could make a movie with the Holocaust? With Hitler, with Hitler, what he did to the Jews? They can't do that. So don't make apology, man. Say what it is. Call a spade a spade.
Yeah, yeah.
This is our problem too, man. We have to stand up like a lion and don't get scared of these people. They're not no human being than us.
Yeah, no.
They just make slavery movies and put it on Hollywood and put it on big screen, and we have to sit down there and watch what their ancestors do to our ancestors. And nobody says it's wrong. Why would you want to do that? Why you want to show what your ancestors them did to other people's ancestors, lynching them, killing, analyze them at stake, burn them at stake, and they put it in the movie. So don't say that you apologize. I don't say that to offend. You're not offending anybody.
Yeah, true.
We're standing up for our right. We're standing up for what is right.
That's very true. Very true. You're right.
If they want to get upset, why they don't get upset when they were enslaved for 500 years? Why they don't get upset?
Yeah, very true.
France and America, England, just there in Africa to steal.
Yeah.
To analyze and steal. That's what they're doing in Africa.
Yeah.
The whole world knows that.
Yeah. So true. So true. You're right. You are so right. You are so right.
These people are stealing everything that everybody have. That's all they do. Call a spade, man. We don't scare. I'm not scared of dying.
No.
I don't scared if they want to kill me. If they want to analyze me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, all of us.
Yeah.
All of us gonna go one day. We have to stop this cowardness and think these people are more powerful than us. They are not powerful than us.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
They have weapons, yes. They have technology, yes. But we could have it too. Look at China. China was enslaved. They enslaved China. But look at China today. We can do it too.
Yes.
China was enslaved. They enslaved China.
Yes.
But look at China today. China is the superpower of the world today. Look at how China becomes the superpower of the world.
Yeah.
You have to just play into the game and let them know now that you're not scared of them.
No. Exactly.
And that's what China did.
Yeah. Very good. Very good point. Yeah. Well said, my brother. And let me also add to that. The fact that what Burkina Faso has done here has shown that our puppet leaders, they are only listening. It has now proved to us now that they are only listening to the colonials. Traore Hussein, thank you very much. Thank you. They are only listening. I'll bring you on board if you wanted to join in. They are only listening to the puppet leaders because they are being used to control us. For Traore, within 2 years, to take back 40% to 50% of the territory of Burkina Faso away from the terror groups is amazing. Whereas Nigeria has been in the same democracy ruled for 10, 20 years, and Boko Haram is still very much doing the damage to people. They are, causing a lot of havoc in Nigeria. And we cannot help but make that comparison. It's not about being angry. Again, I ask again, where is our president? Where's the Nigerian president? For the last 2 or 3 days, he's in France somewhere. Why are they in France? Paul Biya is in France getting medical help if he's not passed on. President Tinubu is in France getting medical treatment. Why? Why can't we have our own medical system on the African continent, just like Ibrahim Traore is doing? By next year, they're going to have one of the largest hospitals in West Africa, where they're going to treat heart conditions. They've got equipment for treating heart conditions from China, free. Look, we need to ask these questions. We must ask these questions. We're not here to abuse, but as Africans, again, like I said, our sisters and our brothers Africans are having their kidneys removed when they're enslaved in Arab countries. What is African Union doing about that? Why are they not finding those Arab countries? Why are they silent? This is an inhuman treatment. They take away the passports of Africans in Arab countries. They're not able to freely move around. What is the point? African Union, ECOWAS, should be on that case. They should be making examples. They should be calling out, showing the whole world that they categorically reject this happening to their people on their own continent or anywhere in the world. That is what good leadership is. And that is what you are seeing exemplified by Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, Assimi Goïta of Mali, General Chani of Niger. They are standing up for their people. They are protecting them. I hear today that Kemi Saba was arrested in France. Even though he's got he should have diplomatic immunity. He's free to go around. But the French, let me see if I can get that story out. Kemi Saba arrested. Let me just see if I can get that out. Let me get that to you. So these are things we want to. Seba, yes, arrested. Kemi Seba arrested. I want to hear that story. Because we need to be, these are the kind of things we need to do. So now, it says here, oh, it's freed now. They arrested him, but he was freed. So let me see now. Let's read this story briefly to show you. So Kemi Seba, you see, Pan-Africanist was arrested on 14th October in Paris. He's currently being held in custody by French intelligence services. I am a free black man, declared Kemi Seba on 16 March as a bond French passport, for him submission to the former colonial power. However, since his arrest in October, he is no longer free. He was apprehended along with his trusted aide, Henry Deyuti. He was born in France to Beninese parents and is prominent anti-colonialist and head of the Urgency Pan-Africanist group, which is notably opposed to CFA France. He previously led Triboka, a group, anyway, so on and so forth. But the good news is, I'll bring you the good news. I want to make sure he's freed. So, but these are the harassment that we're going through. So he's freed. This is by Africa News. I'm happy to share that. And we need to, let me just do this quickly. Hang on, 1 second. Give me 1 sec. I want to just check that up. Make sure I clear that up before it, okay. More, okay. So I'm going to bring that back up briefly, quite quickly. So anyway, this is Africa News that you see here. And I'm showing you all of this. You see, he was freed. Those who want to dim our light will have to wait. It is with this word that activist Kemi Seba announced Thursday 17th he had regained his freedom. The Beninese, who is in his 40s, spent almost 4 days in custody at the headquarters of the French Interior Security Agency in France, DGSI. These are the same people that were sending the DGSI. They are sending men pretending to be computer experts into Burkina Faso to try and do some reconnaissance, some secret work, and they were exposed. They are currently being held. They have not been released. And I think the noise that was made about Kemi Saba was why they released him. In a press conference on Wednesday, his lawyer Joan Branco said Seba was being questioned within the frame of an inquiry into 2 charges: collusion with a foreign power with the aim of foster hostility or acts of aggression against France, and maintaining his ties with a foreign power, which can damage the fundamental interests of the nation. I mean, the goal of France that has forced 11 African countries to use safer that they print in France, and they take 500 billion a year. These are the kind of things. This is why we do shows like this, to bring this to your attention, for you to know that we need to continue in the work. There is much work to do. There is much work to do in raising that awareness, and we will continue on this platform. We do everything we can to talk about the things that need to happen. You know, we need to speak truth to power. We need to no longer trust the Western press. The Western press should no longer be our source of news as far as Africa is concerned. We need to create our own news platforms. Please join Citizen AY on Circle. Go to Circle Africa, and it is a platform that is available for Africans, and it is on right now. Join, go there, register. It's available on App Store and on iTunes. Download it, and you can just register and join as an African. We need to share our own news. We have to support our own platform. It's called Circle. Let me see if I can find it for you. Circle Africa. I'll show you on the screen as I am watching. I just want to show you briefly on the screen. Let me see if I can get it out first. I'm not going to stay too long, because stay on it too much, because I don't want them to. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, these people treat Africans and the Caribbean people like they are blatant, like they are stupid.
Yeah.
These people look at us like I don't know if you just sit down and analyze it, how these people see us. They think we are a bunch of foolish people.
Yeah.
And you can't even blame them, because when you sit down and you analyze and you study, like, why are these people going to Africa and take everything from Africa?
Yeah.
And these leaders in Africa can't see that it's wrong?
Yeah, it's very wrong. Very wrong.
Like, come on, man. Like,
it is very wrong.
Like you think you can't get a baby.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's
That's
very
how
wrong.
they see Africa.
Yeah. So we have to change all of that perception. Sorry. Yeah, we got to change that perception. You got to put a stop to it.
I see Africa like Africa is some kind of, I don't even, like, it's unbelievable, man. It's speechless.
Yeah, I know.
The way how these people look at black people.
I know. And this is why we doing programs like this is important. Yeah, that's why we can't relent. So everybody watching, please go to Circle. Go to Circle, CIRCO. You can see it on the screen. Go on there and follow Citizen AY, because it's an African platform created by an African lady. A great platform that we can speak freely without having to worry about our languages or how we say it, about speaking our own truth to power. And we really encourage you to support that platform. And over time, we'll probably be there permanently. I mean, TikTok is good, but we know what they do. We know the restrictions that we face. So I'm putting that there for you to know. There's other things I wanted to talk about. Let me quickly, I'll come back to this one. Let me show you Tinubu in France. Tinubu and Biya in France. Yeah. And Biya in France in France for medical checkup. So let me show you that medical checkup. The question I'm asking is why? So you see that? And Paul Biya. Okay. So let's read this story anyway. We'll read this one. I want to just show you. No, not that one. Sorry, not that one. Not 24th. This is a recent one. I'm looking for a recent one. 23 hours ago. And we are hearing that Tinubu is on a working holiday, a working vacation from England to France. Why are you going to France? Why aren't you celebrating or promoting parts of Nigeria? That's what I would do. If you look at General Chiani, since he's been in power, he's never left Niger. Burkina Faso, they rarely left. Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goïta, same thing. They rarely left because they know there's a lot of work to do. But Paul Biya, let me see. Cameroon bans report of president. Listen to this. have banned media from discussing. They've banned the media from discussing the health of President Biya, following rumors of it. I don't know about the death, but we do know he's in France. He's in France. Again, working holiday. Why? We have the right to ask the questions. They are meant to serve the people. They are not providing the infrastructure that they're going to benefit from in foreign countries. I'm not saying this as a hate. I'm giving you facts so that we can consider all of this and ask questions. And these guys are in their 80s. We need young men like Paul Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goita, General Chiani. These are men that have put in the concerns of the people of Africa as their front and center and everything, and France with what they did, the way France wants to continue to take our resources for nothing. We need to reject that. That is what we really wanted to emphasize, and I talk about that here. Again, how can you help this platform? By actually subscribing. As you're watching, subscribe. You know what they're doing already. Now we know for a fact, it's been confirmed by Zach, that they minimize the numbers of people watching us, so that we don't know. They actually minimize it, and you don't know what numbers are actually watching, following what we're doing, because they want to make sure that we are somehow affected by that psychologically. No. We're past all that point. We are here to give information to encourage Africans to wake up. And that is where we need you to be part of that process and really wake up and share the information that we're sharing with you here. To learn and to grow and to encourage the coming generation, critically to share information about who we are, speaking our own local languages, empowering us to know our rights and demanding for those rights. Again, I'm going to reiterate one of the things I've said before. We got information. I've just sent some things off today again about that, the constitution in local languages, what I'm going to show you here again. And I'm waiting to get back reports and about the amounts, how much it will cost in each of the area, how much it will cost to print them out and in what quantity. So we do that. Once we have that, then we will now look at those people there. They will be targeting people, looking at people who can be stakeholders in a given community, and we will teach them how to use this very important document that you see on the screen. This is a very important document in Yoruba land, in Yoruba language. Òfin àti agbára pàtàkì tá ní nínú ìwé òfin láti lè máa fi bí ìjọba níbèrè. So these are powers that you possess as a sovereign in your language to be able to demand answers from your government using your powers of sovereignty, Oba Alashe. These are the things we are talking about. Ayuade, greetings and welcome. If you want to speak to us, we welcome you. So we need that support. This documentation, on average, let me give you a scale for scale purposes. In southwest Nigeria, we need to reach something like 50 to 60 million people. I kid you not. But it will start with small communities. We want to start in the villages and the towns to empower with this knowledge. And thankfully, because of social media, we can get in touch with people. They can have programs done on via PowerPoint, via Zoom or other platforms, and we can show things how things are done, and then they can test it out and then go into the communities. We're not here to preach about dividing, against the government. We just want people to know how they can hold their government accountable. This is something the government has not taught our people, because many people don't speak English or French or Portuguese across Africa, but they use that language of the colonials to keep us from knowing our rights. And we want to break that barrier by having the information in local languages, such as you see on the screen. Your support in this project is very, very vital. So I would like as many of you as possible. Can you spare some money every month to support what we're doing, and we will be, of course, be giving you regular updates. This is something that we need to do. It has to be, we cannot relent on this. And what we want to do is to be able to come back and give you updates on that on a month-by-month basis, even weekly basis. And we hear any good news that we see about that, we can talk about it and begin to actually do this and make it something that all of us in Africa can do. And people can, you're watching from Gambia or you're watching from Sierra Leone, or, you can take that on and do as well. Who's speaking here? Oh no, I don't want to take that on. I don't know who that is. So it's very important, the work we're doing here. Please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Help us reach more people and help us grow the platform. We are really grateful for your support. And this is one of the first things we're going to be doing. We got that there. You see section 10. Section 10 is about no religion shall be adopted as state religion. And in Yoruba it says, so it talks about that in Yoruba language, so that the people will understand that no religion will be allowed to be used as a state religion. The government will not allow it, and the constitution does not allow for that. These are things, and so that when they see an imam speaking or a pastor speaking, and then try to say that they're speaking on behalf of the government, no, they are supposed to stay out of governance. But you see, many people don't know that because it's written in English. And when they say whatever the pastor says or the imam says goes, because they are seen as high and mighty. But again, when you put it in local language, you say, no, you have no right to speak about that because in the Constitution, Section 10 states this. That's a simple example of having that power to know your rights in your local language. You can begin to now question people. And that is what we want our people to have the ability to do on a consistent basis. So when we do programs like this, we really do mean that. We need you to help us grow this platform, to subscribe, to share the broadcast, to reach more people. And don't mind the number of people watching. Don't bother about that. What we need to do is, as long as we are able to get our message out there and you are able to share it to people, and I would urge you can also go out live and start doing live broadcasts. This is a job for all of us. We have to reach 1.4 billion people. So this task that you see that is next to me here, this task that you see next to me here, right here, that is something that is of immense importance and value. And it's even more important than actually going for a Yoruba nation. Because if you are going for Yoruba nation and you don't know your rights before you even get Yoruba nation, of what use is it for you to get Yoruba nation? You can't even get it. Because there are certain processes you will have to be involved in to be able to get Yoruba nation. And that includes knowing your constitution right now and the current nation that you are in, and how to use the powers to hold the government to account, and in fact get them to carry out a referendum for you. So all of this stuff are all interconnected. And I hope many of you take on board what is being said here, in the spirit of which it's being said. It's about raising awareness. It's about getting us to begin to hold our governors to account. And these great men are great examples that you see behind me. That's why I put them behind me every day. And every news we get about them, the great work they're doing, we are always sharing it relentlessly. We come out, we talk about the positive things, and as against the negative that you see in places like in Nigeria, in Cameroon, and all of these other places where they are never actually listening to the concerns of the people. In Nigeria, for example, they're trying to pay them some silly money, ridiculous money, 7,000 naira that will not last you for 4 days. In eating or even going on or traveling expenses alone. These are things that we are talking about, and we are encouraging all of us to participate in, to really help us spread the message. And one or two ways: you can give the platform, you can subscribe, you can also donate to the GoFundMe for the women and men who are enslaved in Arab countries, because we want to start seeing action on the ground. And most of all, donating to help this will be much appreciated. Zach, go ahead. You want to say something?
Have you ever seen any European people in Nigeria working 2-3 jobs to pay rent? Have you ever
Never.
I've never seen a European American coming to Nigeria working 2-3 jobs just to pay a mortgage.
No way.
Wake up.
No way.
Wake up, my brother. Wake up.
Exactly. We need to wake up, and that's why we're saying it. Thank you so much for that. That's a very good point you asked. You raised there.
I'm telling you. Just look around.
Yeah, it's true. And they do it in such a way.
In Africa, you will never see American, a British, a German, France, any one of them in Africa working 2 or 3 jobs to go pay
very good point.
The bills.
Very good point.
So why are you working 2-3 jobs in their country to pay your bill?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That is a very fundamental question you asked there, and thank you for asking that. No, you see, these are why we do programs like this. We need to be asking questions of our leaders. I'll mute you there because we need to be asking questions like this. You know, you will never see, like I said, you will never see an European in Nigeria working 2 or 3 jobs to pay for a place. In fact, they'll be protected. They'll be getting the wages more than double, 10 times the amount of wages of a citizen. They will be getting it. There are other countries as well that get people who are owning land and property more than the people. These are not sovereigns, but because of the convenience of the they've had some deals done in foreign languages, excluding the citizens from their rights. And this is why we say you need to know your rights in your local language, which is what I'm going to show you here. An example. Àṣẹ àti agbára tí a ní nínú ìwé òfin Nàìjíríà ní èdè Yorùbá. The powers, the constitutional powers that we possess in the Nigerian Constitution, translated to Yoruba language. That is essentially what that means. And then it goes down, gives a list of the powers. Section 13, Section 10, you know. I'm going to change that. I just realized I highlighted that. The section 14 should also be bigger. I'm going to make that change. I just realized that as I look at it now. Sometimes you do things and you're not quite, you know, but it's fine. I'll make it change. I'll make the change to it. Now, so you see Section 10, Section 14, you know, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You know, ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn èèyàn Nigeria láti ọ̀dọ̀ ìjọba nípa ṣe òfin yẹn gba gbogbo agbára, òfin yẹn gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. You know, all of this stuff is very important. You connect and understand that you are sovereign, Ọba aláṣẹ, you have authority, àṣẹ, then you have power, agbára, in your local language, and you can use that power to hold your government accountable to you, because you are the ultimate, you are the sovereign. Collectively, we are sovereigns, and these are the things we want to teach. So Section 33 talks about your right to freedom of expression, participation. Section 33, 34, Section 39, freedom of association. Section 40, you know, all of that stuff, all of it in Yoruba language. Section 69 now talks about how you can remove your senators. I'm just giving you a brief rundown in English, but all of this is in Yoruba. Section 110 gives you the power to recall your House of Reps and your State House of Assembly member. 69 is to remove senators and House of Reps. Section 110 is to remove your State House of Assembly members. And finally, Section 188 is to impeach your governors. All of these are really critical and important for us to understand. And that's why we brought this program today, and we'll be bringing more later on. There are more updates I want to bring to you. But we need to know that anytime you see your leaders going to sign IMF or World Bank, just look at these men here. None of them have signed any of those things. They've not signed it. And they are raising their funds. They're using the resources in their land to trade. They're doing trade by barter. I have the gold, you have the plane. How much is your plane? The same value in the amount of gold. We swap straight out. There's no debt. Those countries are not in the debt cycle. The ECOWAS leaders are in debt cycle. Nigeria, for example, yesterday I showed you a video in Nigeria. Nigeria is being told that when they follow the economic plan that IMF and World Bank have placed on Nigeria, that they will be able to resolve all the issues in the Nigerian economy in about 15 years. Burkina Faso has resolved the economic problems in 2 years. In 2 years, we cannot look away from that. That's an achievement. And yet, people, the World Bank and IMF want people like the country like Nigeria to continue to be debt-ridden, so they can continue to rent-seeking on that debt by way of taking our resources. These are realities that we have to re-educate ourselves, make ourselves aware of it. And I'm sharing this. Rena, welcome. Wow, my sister. I'll bring you on briefly if you want to chat. So we are talking about something. I wanted to know if you heard about this, and if you have any news. Rena, let me know if you have any news about what is going on in Niger. Any great news about Niger. I brought the news about Burkina Faso, about the fact that they caught the man Oumarou. Oumarou, the terror guy, has been neutralized, or he's been arrested, and his brother's neutralized in Burkina Faso. So if you want to chip in and make a comment, Raina, we very much welcome you. You're a friend of the house, and we love what you do and what you know, the things that you you really bring to us in terms of information. And it's always wonderful to hear you speak about that. And we need that. And that's she's from Niger. She's a proud Nigerian supporting General Chiani in what he's doing. And she told us about the story about the fact that the Nigerians, they are so happy. They named their children after after the the Nigerian leader Ibrahim Chani and others. So these are very, very important. Oracle of Love, greetings. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to bounce back for a little bit. I have to talk a little bit.
Okay.
So I just want to respect. Thank you for everything you have doing, man.
Thank you.
As I said, I'll try my best to do what I can do.
Yes, of course.
As soon as I get something in my, I'll let you know.
That's fine.
I'm working on it.
Yes, please. Yes.
And
thank you.
Just continue to work, man, and spread the news, and don't spread fear.
No way.
Don't put fear in your people, man.
No way.
Yeah, when a man could put fear in any human being, it could control them forever.
Exactly. You're right.
You have to eliminate fear out of you.
Exactly.
You have to take out fear.
Ashe.
No man is stronger than you.
Ashe.
You have to take out fear. Don't put fear into your people.
Ashe. Yes.
And when you put fear into your people, you become looter.
Ashe. Well said.
It's either you make it or you don't make it.
Yes.
One out of the two, man.
Yes.
So Ashe to our ancestors.
Yes.
Our
It is
ancestors
so.
rise and died and protect us, give us the strength
Ashe.
to go and fight our enemy.
Yes. Ashe.
It will take a lot of strength to fight our enemy, but we will make it.
Ashe. No doubt.
Educate our young ones.
Yes.
Educate our women, especially our women.
Yes.
They have to take care of the children. They have to educate their children to become lions.
Well said.
So Ashe.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. It's a pleasure having you on board.
Right.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. I'll drop you this time. So thank you very much. Al-Kebulan and others. Raina, if you want to join in, go ahead. We're bringing you. Al-Kebulan. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the medical tourists we call presidents? How do you feel about the fact that African leaders always go to Europe to get their medical health when they should be at home getting that? What are your thoughts on that, Al-Kebulan? Thank you. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Let me unmute you. Al-Kebulan, are you able to speak? If you want to, are you able to? I'm unmuting you. So okay, good. Perfect.
Oh, greetings.
Yeah.
I thought I was talking, I was talking to myself.
Sorry. Yeah. I noticed. I thought I thought so.
Myself. Yeah. Yesterday I was talking about this three. Can you hear me?
Yes. I hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. The people that are coming in here for medical aid in Europe, they are being paid to come in here. They are being paid to brainwash our people, African people, saying, the people in Europe is good. In fact, in Africa, they are beautiful. The medical aid, they are beautiful. They are good. I've been there, and the medical, they are better than England and everything else. Really, the only things they don't have is manual things, really, scanners and all that stuff. But everything else, they have the brain. They know. They have big knowledge, better than here in Europe. That is a manipulation. I call it manipulation. The people, the government, the puppet, they are coming in here because they get paid. They get paid to come in here, and they don't get even cured. Probably they get even cured from black man. The doctors, they are here. The one they do the operation or whatever, they are black man to them. So it's a manipulation for the youth to come. That's why the youth, they are itching and they saying, yes, Europe is good. We don't have medical this. We don't have medical that. In fact, we have it. But it's a way of manipulation like everything else.
Wow. Very good point. Yeah, very good point, my sister. Very good point. So, and it's a way to make us, when we all see our leaders going away for medical help, we want the same thing. Oh, of course, no. Health is better over there. So that's another psychological operation.
Because how you see it, we see it as bigger people, which they are not. So obviously everybody else you will follow, you know, you follow your leader, but the leaders, they're not good. So we have to open our eyes, really. That's not so at all. It's not true.
No. Wow. Now, and I hope many, thank you very much for this. Honestly, this is very, very enlightening. It is important to know that. So those leaders, they are actually being made to, they're being coerced to come out so that and that's why you see the evidence of our people wanting to go to Europe, because it's, oh, you get healthcare, you get everything. No, it doesn't happen like that. This is a misconception, and we need to really dispel that. You know, and that's a lot of work we're doing. And
because I try, I mean, I'm talking even by experience. You know, the doctor in here, they're telling me something else, which really will make me more sick. When I go in Africa, they will tell me the truth, and I get cured. All the time I go there, or me or my family, we get cured. So we have to open our eyes. We have to experiment ourselves. Don't follow. We follow in too much.
Wow. I hope we are all listening. This is a very important point. And again, this is why we're saying we need to support the likes of Assimi Goïta, General Chiani, Ibrahim Traore, for the total commitment to building an Africa that works for Africans. And part of that is the healthcare. They really want the healthcare to be functioning, and that's where you and I come in. We must take that initiative. We must join. We must support them. We must, be the spokesperson, like I'm doing. Do a show. Talk about them. Everything that you see that they're doing, get out there. Make sure the world knows about it. Talk about the good things. Make sure, because they always like to portray Africa as a negative continent, as the continent that's bad. We are showing the great men that they cannot even stand next to, because they are doing this for their people. And we need more men like Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goïta, General Chiani. We need them. We need more of them across the whole of Africa. And they are going to make sure that we have healthcare, we have roads, we have water, we have light, we have schools, we have bridges, we have everything we need and more. We have experts who are going to be doing things, planning new innovations. We have research laboratories to be able to neutralize all of these lies. Why do we have to depend on food from Europe when we have our own soil, we have our own land, we have our own seed? We don't need that. We have to wake up from this mental enslavement. We need to wake up. So thank you so much, Alkebulan, for your comments here. I really do appreciate that. And I hope many of us are listening. We need to do further research when it comes to healthcare. Get a second opinion in Africa. And let us begin to actually build the trust. And I think this is a lot of work that we in diaspora will have to take on. We'll have to start looking out for and seeking those that are doing good work and see if we can actually help them in spite of the system. But obviously, we want a system that changes. Kofi wants to join in and say a few words. Let me speak. Thank you very much, Alkebulan. Thank you for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, Kofi Addison, greetings and welcome. What would you like to say? Let's hear from you. Welcome.
Yeah, what you're saying, you're right. Because now we have to think African. We have to think like we are Africans, because we cannot depend on those people. Because those people, they even want us to come and buy even matchstick from them. Even condom. Something that we can provide. It's a rice. They import rice. Well, how can we import rice when we have land? That money for importation can be used for something else. Look, if you look at things that we import, that's a lot. All those money are foreign exchange that we have used for something else. But because we are under them, they do this and do that. Look, in other countries, they do infrastructure with the money they have in the system. In that country, they don't go out. I remember in Ghana, for instance, they built a nice airport. And the airport, they didn't even take money from outside. They used the money that they collect from the airport with some banks. And then they all supported. They got a nice airport. But the new government in Ghana is the worst president in Africa, the whole country. He took money from the World Bank, and he never used the money for investment. And now the country is bankrupt. Ghana is bankrupt. Like, can you imagine? So when I see the military, the military is the only one that can help us. You understand? Because when they think African, they even emulate Kwame Nkrumah.
Yeah.
He already saw this thing 60 years ago. And he spoke to the leader, they didn't hear. See, I always look at Burkina Faso, their progress. I always look at it. Because I say, oh, this thing should happen in my country. But it never happened. So, you are right.
Thank you.
So that's what I can contribute.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much for that. I appreciate your comments, and it's really important. We need to spread the good news about good leaders, great leaders like Ibrahim Traore, Asemigota General Chani, because they are great leaders. They are showing the right example for the coming generation. We cannot say the same thing about the ECOWAS leaders. They are showing the coming generation how to run a bad governance, how to make sure that you keep your people impoverished, how to make yourself completely dependent on those who are enslaving you in your land. And we need to put a stop to that. But Kofi Addison, thank you so much for your comments. I'm following you already. And we need to keep this up, and I would like you to join us again when we're doing more discussions. And your words are very, 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 it's good to hear. People need to hear. Ghana, a land that's got so much gold, how can they be bankrupt? How can Ghana be bankrupt? What I mean, let us just consider what that means. So they're saying that for you to be bankrupt, it must mean that you have no resources. But Ghana has resources more than the value of whatever they say they owe. But it's the fact that they are not tapping into that, like Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, they've taken control of all of the mines. They took it away from the British companies and others as well. And now the mine and the money, whatever gold they find, goes into the central bank. Now they are linking their resources to their currency. They want to do something with E.I.G.S. You'll hear that shortly. That is what we need to do. Instead of depending on this Western IMF and World Bank that is impoverishing us and enslaving us in our own continent, we need to put a stop to that. And they are showing us the way, and we need to follow that. So thank you, Kofi Addison. Thank you so much, my brother. I really appreciate you for your comments. It's well said, and you're always welcome. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to be wrapping up now, but we'll just say a few words. But thank you. I'll mute you at this end. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've been here for a time now. It's just gone over 3 hours and 9 minutes. I'm going to have a break. I may come back later on and do another segment. But please, as you're watching, can you consider subscribing to this platform? There's a lot of work. We've shown you the work we're trying to do. We need our communities to have the constitution in their local language. Let us know our rights, our sovereignty in our local language. Oba Alashe, sovereignty. Ashe, authority. Authority is Ashe. And finally, power, Agbara. We need to be able to know and relate all of these powers and sovereignty to ourselves. Because it's in foreign languages, it's separate from us. And they make us believe that we have no power. When we are the ones with the power, we have the power to hold our government to account. And we are here to teach you how to do that. We need to do a lot of work. So if you can consider subscribing to this platform, we're much appreciated, because a lot of what we want to do is to plow whatever funds we're able to put together to start doing the work, which I showed you moments ago, in terms of having documentation out, such as this, to have it out in local languages. So that, and we will have stakeholders going into each community, teaching them how to exercise their powers of authority and hold their governors to account. So that happens all across Africa, in all of the 54 nations. We want the right, the sovereignty, our rights as sovereigns to be expressed in our local language, our mother tongue, if you like. It is really important that work really begins. And because that's where we're going to change things. And we are encouraging you to speak up. Encourage your fellow Africans to speak up against all of this. Titila, your greetings and welcome to you. We're encouraging you to actually learn your rights. Without learning your rights, you cannot make any changes. Without participating in the process of governance, you cannot get any new nation you want to get. You have to be part of that process. And then once you participate and there's a referendum taking place, now you can now reorganize and rejig the way you want. But most of all, knowing your rights will mean that the government will have to answer your questions about the infrastructures within your community. Like things like road, water, light, school, bridges, healthcare, safety, security, so on and so forth. There is no accountability whatsoever because we are not using those powers. We haven't been taught how to use it, and this is the plan. It's a huge task. 54 countries. It is doable, but it requires all of us. I want to thank you all. Titila Crowder, thank you so much for that. I'm going to be adding you I'm thank you for making the comment and for sharing this as well. And it's very important. We cannot. I'll just say this. Those of you watching, you may know that I'm also I support Yoruba Nation strongly, but I'm very having done the groundwork and being one of the founders of that situation, that Yoruba Nation movement, and working together with a group of people to actually go for Yoruba Nation and doing a lot of protests and all of that. One thing has become clear to me. The people who are on ground, over 70, 80, 90% of Yoruba people don't know their right in their language. When you talk about Yoruba Nation, they don't connect the fact that they are sovereigns. And that's where the work must begin. If we are going to do any work about reorganizing, rejigging, it has to start with that. Okay, Titlayo, let me bring you on board. You want to say a few words? Greetings, my sister. Greetings, my sister. Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time to join. What would you like to say? I'm just talking about constitutional awareness and things. And let's have your general thoughts anyway. It's a pleasure to have you join us on this broadcast. Go ahead. Thank you.
You want me to talk?
Yes, please. Yes. If you like, say, we'd like to hear from you, because when we have guests on the platform, on the panel, we encourage them to speak about how they see. Oh, sorry. When we have guests on the platform, we tend to have people join us and come up with suggestions as how they see Africa going, or things like in Nigeria, for example. Your thoughts and ideas on how we can the way forward. From this misrule and bad governance and things. So yeah, we welcome suggestions and ideas. We are essentially looking for solutions that we can all adopt, across the whole of Africa. So your thoughts are very much valued. Go ahead. Thank you so much.
The thing is, so far my observation is that we are not really getting it right in that Nigeria. We are not getting it that we need to separate. We need to separate to have an effective government. We need to separate to have equal rights. We need to separate to have good security of our borders and let people know their boundary. People are mixing it up. Some people, because their ethnic group is not sufficient enough to go, and they don't know where to go. They don't know whether to join the Biafra or whether to join the Yoruba Nation. Oh, please.
Oops. Oh, somebody just called her, I think. Okay. I was going to say something. Okay, are you back? Okay, go ahead. You back?
So sorry, I'm back.
That's fine. Carry on. That's fine. I thought so. Go ahead.
So, most people didn't get it why the Yorubas want to separate. They still need more education, especially our, what do you call it? Our
youth,
Generation Z,
our youth. Yeah, Gen Z.
Yeah,
Gen Z. Yes.
Yeah. Because the way they talk flippantly. Oh, I don't know why they want to separate. It's like we are mocking, we are object of mockery. We people that are in the movement. Oh, it's the only old ones that are in the. I said no. We have a lot of aristocrats. We have a lot of learned people behind this movement. Not the people you see outside.
Yes. Yeah, indeed.
Some of the people you see outside have gone to join the wrong group, and now they are talking down the Yoruba the Yoruba Nation movement. So that is why we need more education. Okay. That is why we need to have patience with them and educate them more in a very constructive manner.
Very good.
Because yesterday I was still doing it. I have a TikTok page. I'm not live already. But the thing is, I post some things that will educate them in a subtle way.
Good. That's the only go ahead.
Effort I can make. And I had somebody asking me question, the Ewa Romeo, when all the people who are donating die, who is going to inherit that? Imagine that sort of question.
Yeah,
I said, I am not donating because I want to have a post in the Yoruba Nation. I'm old. I'm too old to say, okay, I want to have a position or I want to have a contract or I want, not for the only benefits I'm looking forward to is that my younger generation should enjoy what we are fighting for, what we have in mind fighting for.
Absolutely.
The Yoruba lands is where they get the huge, I mean, I should say the largest revenue from, and we Yorubas and the least revenue, because these
very
people
true.
these people cunningly created more local governments
Yes.
that is existing, and they are gaining more revenue than the people who are submitting the largest revenue. People don't understand that, and you have no right. Our children have no equal right to go into a ministry or parastatal to say, "I'm looking for a job," and we get that job on merit. Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of them are jobless now. Most of them are going into crime now because they want to survive.
Yeah.
Should that be in the country where you are born?
No, it
and
shouldn't.
There is no security for us. Most of us can go home to say, okay, I want to see what is on ground. I want to create job for these people. And I want even if you create the job, these people are criminally minded that they will ruin the job for you. Do you understand? And lack of what do I say? It's lack that is bringing them into crime.
It is indeed. You're very correct. You're very correct.
So all this, we want to eradicate it by having our own nation, by reconstructing what is wrong with that country in our own nation. And people are saying, I heard of recent, somebody said, if we have that nation, it's these politicians that will come in and oppress us with money and get the ruling post again, which is not going to be. That is why we need to be educating them on this.
Fantastic.
In this aspect.
Yes.
Very well. Please, I can't talk more than this.
Thank you so much.
I'm
Thank
70,
you. Yeah. Oh,
70-year-old.
ẹ ṣé gan ni ma. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Mo dúpẹ́ gan ni ma. Mo dúpẹ́. Mo dúpẹ́ pé ẹ sọ gbólóhùn kan àbí méjì lórí ètò tèmi ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Mo dúpẹ́ ṣeun gan ni ma. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín gan ni. Season wà ló kí n bí. Ká tó lọ, I'll just speak. I'll give you some suggestions that I think. Put forth some ideas. I agree with you that we need to educate our people, and I am strongly for Yoruba Nation. But I have come to, as part of a citizen, I don't know if you are aware or have been part of the movement for some time myself. I've come to realize something. Ma, Chloe?
I know you are part of the movement.
Okay,
you are one of the pioneers there.
Esho. Thank you so much. Thank you. So one of the things I would just suggest is that I'm going to mute you for a second so I don't echo. Now, one of the things I would say is this: we have to do education. However, the education has to be the people knowing their rights in what is Nigeria right now, so that they can be able to carry out the steps to go for the referendum. So when you know your rights, you can begin to start the demand for it. Now, if the rights don't work, you now instruct the senators, the House of Reps, and everybody to go for referendum. Because without referendum, we cannot, there is no mechanism for going out of Nigeria. And that is the problem. To leave Nigeria, there has to be an actual framework. We can't just say we are going. As much as I want that, because it's not working, that system has to be, there has to be a framework. And the framework is provided by when the entire nation says, Nigeria is not working, we all demand a referendum. And that referendum becomes binding on all of us. If we unilaterally carry out a referendum on our own and decide that we want to go, that is not going to, it is, the last one by Onitiri was not recognized by anybody. So, and that is why I'm saying, yes, we need education, but the type of education is to know the constitution, so that we can begin to educate the people that, look, this is the powers you possess right now, and going forward, you have that power to now demand for a referendum, because the system of government is not functioning. And because you know your rights already and you're exercising your sovereignty, it is going to make it a lot more quicker to actually get to that point of a referendum. If we just stand and say Yoruba Nation without having a framework, working towards that referendum framework, we can't leave Nigeria, because there is no mechanism for that. That's the only thing I will say. But I agree with you, and that of course it is time for us to look at Yoruba Nation and actually look at it as something that's viable, because of how bad things are and the quota system and so on and so forth. So anyway, I hope that makes some sense to you, and I wonder what your thoughts are, what you've heard me say. Thank you. I'll mute myself. Yeah, mo ti unmute my so the first one or two. Kato.
Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ nísìn.
Ẹ̀sọ́ Yorùbá.
Are you listening?
Benima, ẹ̀sọ́ Yorùbá, ẹ̀sọ́ Yorùbá tí.
Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ nísìn.
Benima.
Ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ referendum yẹn? Mi ò ní kò yẹ kán ṣe. That is if the generality of the Yorubas agree. Ṣóyé. Tó bá agree because téèyàn bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ ti pẹ́ ẹni tó ń ké lẹ́ni tó ń ké lọ́la ó nídìí tó fi ń ké. Tọ́wọ́n fi sọ pé okay ọ̀wọ́n ti kọjá but tó bá yẹ pé referendum náà la fẹ́ lọ sí ẹ rántí o Britain àti Ireland ṣòye yìí ṣe mọ̀ pé wọ́n ṣe referendum but gbogbo èèyàn get point yẹn ṣe mọ̀ pé ọ̀wọ́n England wọ́n lọ dọ́gbọ́n kan sí wọn èmi kà nínú blog mi o wọ́n lọ dọ́gbọ́n kan sí wọn wọ́n lọ kó àwọn èèyàn tí wọn tó máa sọ no síbẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n wá sáìn kínní yẹn ó wá dàbí ẹni pé àwọn Ireland ni wọ́n sáìn kínní no yẹn. Ṣó ti yẹ yí jìbìtì tó lù nìyẹn tó fi jẹ́ pé ó dàbí ẹni pé kò tí ì work fún Ireland.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
But òyìnbó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọwọ́ gbà yí pé documentation náà wọ́n ń wò ọ̀wọ́n owó kí ni ọgbọ́n táwọn pípù yìí ń lò sọ́wọ́n. Èèyàn tí wọ́n náà lọ kó síbẹ̀ tó ń sọ no. Wọ́n wá ròyìn pé àwọn Ireland ni wọ́n sáìn no sí referendum yẹn. Gbogbo kìíní yẹn lọ gbọ́dọ̀ guide against.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ma ẹgbà ara nǹkan tá a láti ṣe lórí náà nìyẹn but ẹ ṣeun gan ni mo dúpẹ́ fún bẹ ṣe darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ètò I'll bring you back again. It's a wonderful time to have the discussion like this and in a very clear, cogent manner. I thank you so much for being kind to the platform and talking in a very, very frank and clear manner. And I appreciate you and I do want you to come back again. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. Okay, so what I just said there, I'm just going to mute her. Hang on. Okay, so what I just said there, I'll come back to you, Kofi Addison. What I just said there, we were talking about exchanging ideas about a referendum. And she basically talked about, and you see on this platform, we always promote speaking our local language. So I took the opportunity straight away to speak our local language. We were talking about referendum, and she said one of the things we have to guard against. She's read of one or two places whereby she used an example of Ireland and UK, when Ireland wanted to separate from the UK, that there were some machinations done by the UK side that made it seem as though Ireland didn't want to break free from the UK, and that's why they got the Northern Ireland and all of that, so that we should be guarding against that. And I said, of course, that is something that we should be looking at going forward with our eyes wide open to mitigate for that kind of thing happening. So these are the kind of discussions we need to have, but definitely we need the constitution for our people to know it in their local language so they can participate in that process. Without participation, there is no framework to actually achieve going for Yoruba nation. And that is the thing that I think we both agree on that. But the system has to be fine-tuned. So thank you so much to her for that. Let me go to Kofi Addison. You're back again. Let's hear from you. Yes, let's hear from you. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I'm from Ghana, but in Ghana, the Greater Accra region were formed by the Yorubas. They're from Ile-Ife.
Okay.
We believe we are also part of you because when we have our traditional thing, the people come from Nigeria as well. So Yoruba is a very big nation. They are in Brazil too.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm just saying,
yes.
It's going to be very hard because what of those in Brazil, what of those in Ghana, Greater Accra, the whole Greater Accra.
Okay,
here's
my suggestion. Here's my suggestion, and you raise a very good point because it also goes to Benin Republic. There's exactly. Yoruba in Benin. There's Yoruba in Togo, and other areas as well. So here's my plan. Here's what we suggest. What we want to do as we're going forward is once we actually remove the colonial restrictions on us, we can reform into the natural orders of our kingdoms in the olden days, but not with any physical border, with no physical border, but allowing for people to interact and free movement across the whole of Africa. And that can address that concern. But thank you for actually pointing that out as well, because that is something that sometimes it can be missed in the discussions. because it's not just about Yorubas alone in Southwest Nigeria. It's in Ghana, it's in Togo, it's in Benin Republic, you know, and that is how
It's
much
in Brazil.
and Brazil, yeah. So the Brazilians, and of course they're all welcome, and we have the space of you. There is the space for that as well. And when you start putting that together, but again, it starts with removing the borders of the colonials from our, you know, from Africa. You know, it is really important we do that. But I'm so glad you came up, you said what you said now, and it is important for context that we understand what we're saying. Of course, the people who are in Nigeria, the Yorubas in Nigeria, they want to change things, you know. Who want to, yeah, exactly. She said that a cab driver, a Ghanaian who gave me the right to work here in Canada, said that too. So it is really important that we understand that, of course, the concern is not this, what is not working in Nigeria, but the wider picture is how we can actually allow the Yorubas from across the world to actually recongregate into their natural kingdom, you know, and allowing the free movement across, not just in Yoruba kingdom, but the Benin Empire, the Songhai, all of those empires, and the people will naturally, you know, interact without the colonial borders. So it's a big task. But obviously, you have to take it in bit by bit. But it is so interesting, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that. And it's a very good way to actually bring this program to an end. So thank you, Kofi Addison, and I'm so glad that you contributed in that way. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that. Yeah, and thank you to my mother and my aunt there, Titala Crowder, for her salient words, or to really remind us why, you know, the struggles and the concerns and why people are advocating for Yoruba Nation justifiably. All I'm saying is that we need to have a framework to make that a possibility, and that framework has to be within the confines of knowing our current constitution, particularly strongly. I strongly advocate in our local languages. That way the people can begin to participate in the process, and through that participation they can activate the powers of referendum. Then we can actually unlock that, if that is what if the people collectively choose to do that. Also factoring the fact that there might be some machinations, and we have to identify that and mitigate for that. But thank you so much. Our Kebulan, our friend of the house, thank you so much as well. It is really important that we continue this work. As you're watching, you're listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I will give you a call, man, and we will talk at some point more in detail about that. But you can see that I'm for Yoruba Nation still. But there are things we need to really consider, and how to really, that structure has to be there. It comes with the awareness, the re-education. Our Cable, and thank you so much for your joining the broadcast today again, and being part of this. I'll probably be back later on. For now, I want to say thank you. Before I go, I'm going to sing a song. You can download this. You can if you want this hoodie and the beanie, get in touch. I've got the pictures of the value and everything on here to support what we're doing, and of course be able to print out the documentation. What I showed you is the documentation we want to print across Yoruba land for people to know their rights in their local language, so they can begin to hold their government to account. That, I think, is where we need to start. And of course, you can donate to the GoFundMe, or you can also give the platform. If you want to give the platform by subscribing, we very much appreciate it. Or you can give via PayPal. You know, exactly. It takes perseverance and patient education. Absolutely correct, ma. Well said. Yeah, so it is very important. I will be in touch again. Like I said, it's fantastic. Absolutely. Let me just answer you there. Then I will be bringing it to an end. So before I go, I have a song that I wrote. It's called How Long Una Go Suffer. It is in English, Pidgin English, and Yoruba briefly. It's about encouraging us to stand for our rights collectively, and we have the right to demand for good governance and hold our governors to account. So let me start off with that now. Let's go ahead. So thank you so much for those of you watching. As you're watching, we welcome you to gift the platform and the panel and everybody else. And I thank our Crippleland so much, and our mother, Ms. Titilayo Crowder, for her very, very valuable contribution in the discussion. Very well said, and it is something, you know, that she's absolutely right on. And thank you so much for that. And we need to have more dialogue among ourselves to achieve our common goal. Thank you so much. For now, Citizen AY, singing out How Long Una Go Suffer. Go something like this. Here we go. Citizen AY. Here we go. My people, oh, I throw a salute. Huh? Hey, 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 huh? Me on here, oh. Yes, sir. Here we go, here we go. Uh-huh. Ah, how long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? Yes, sir. How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long go? How long? How long? How long? How long go? How long gonna go this suffer? My people, we don't tire inside Nigeria. Now slave camp we there, oh. My people, we don't tire for the country where them they call Nigeria. Now slave camp, oh. The time done now, where we supposed stand up for our rights, oh. Stand up for our rights, oh. The time done now, where we supposed stand up, oh, for our rights, oh, for self-determination. How long? How long? Yes, sir. How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? Yes, sir. How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? Yes. How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long go? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? Abdul Salam na fake man. I ain't put that yeah constitution for your head, yo. Abdul Salam na fake man. Now military man can't tell when I say when I get constitution. Na lie yo, na fake, na fraud oh. That yeah constitution. Now in the end they take close to eye yo. Me wanna wake up, whoa. Moka Berenio, I just they wonder. 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 Berenio, I just they wonder. Moka Berenio, I just they wonder. Moka Berenio, I just they wonder. Moka Berenio, I just they wonder. My people, I want me kuna no say self-determination, oh, na your right, yo. My people, I want me kuna no say self-determination, na your right, yo. You must fight for your right. You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your people for your village, for your town, for your city. Any inside country where you there, oh. Atiku, Emiloko, Opeta Obino be the solution. Now the solution, now be the solution. Make una wake up. Make una wake up. Time done now. You be Yoruba man. You be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right you. Hey, 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 Yoruba land na your land yo. Middle belt na your land yo. Hausa land na your land yo. Biafra land na your land yo. No be Nigeria, no be Nigeria, no be Nigeria, no be Nigeria. Ra 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 oh. Thank you so very much. Thank you. And thank you for the gifts. We really appreciate you. I am so grateful for the gifts and the follow. Please subscribe to Citizen AY. there's a lot of work to do on Africa. In Africa, we need to raise awareness about our rights in every part of Africa, in all 54 nations. What is happening to Nigeria is what is happening to Ghana, to Sierra Leone, to Gambia, to Kenya, to Uganda, to Zimbabwe, to you name it, to Sudan. It's the same problem. The constitution written in foreign languages imposed on us, enslaving us in our own land. To free ourselves, we need those constitutions written in local languages for our people to understand their rights, and more importantly, how to use those rights. That is why we advocate strongly, again, I'll show you before I go, for the constitution translated into local languages, such as you see. Key sections, section 10, section 14, all in Yoruba language. We need to spread that in the local community. That's where you come in. If you help us, we can print copies out. We can get stakeholders to go into those communities, teach them those rights and how to use it, and begin to hold their governors to account. There's a lot of work to do. Thank you so much. You've been listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you so much for now. I'll be back later on. Thank you and bye for now. Okay, so those of you watching us on YouTube, thank you so very much. I am really I'm glad and happy for those of you that joined us on the broadcast today. It's really important, and I'm really glad. It is so important we continue doing the work that we're doing, and we support. We am so glad that you continue to really help us in what we're doing. Please continue to share the broadcast to reach more people. There is a lot of work that we need to do. Let me just check one thing here. I just saw something. I'm trying to make sure that we get there. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so so we need to really be doing that work in our communities. There's a lot of work that we need to do, raising awareness. So whatever you can do to help us grow this platform on YouTube as well. Subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. That is really welcome, and it can get the message out there. You know, and yeah, gifting us super chats is also appreciated. For now, I'm going to have a bit of a break. I'll probably come back later on. For now, I want to say thank you so very much. You've been listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Thank you and bye for now. Thank you. Bye for now. Bye.